Okay, we should be back, hopefully. Let me turn off the intro music. Let me put on the actual music again. Servants in the chat. Well, YouTube is cancer confirmed. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm honestly I am honestly considering just abandoning YouTube. I was trying to grow this channel, but I think I'm just gonna ditch that and go for Twitch. I'm gonna try to set up stuff for Twitch, and then if that turns out to be at the very least a better streaming experience than YouTube, then we're going to Twitch. If this problem happens again, that it's not a Twitch or YouTube thing, it's a computer thing, or it's an internet thing. It's either of those two. But I'm gonna probably... I don't think there's gonna be a stream next week. I think I'm gonna take the time next week to see if things go well on Twitch. So, okay. But, oh well.
Oh, so what, how about we stream you learning how to play Summoner Wars?
We could try that. Yeah, that's an idea. Okay, so now that we're back on schedule, hopefully...
Yep, and we did... so just quick recap. I recommended you guys to watch, to play through Titanfall 2.
Yes, play Titanfall 2. It's apparently a really fun game, so give it a try. It's much more fun than streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, and much like YouTube, EA hates the fans, but
yeah,
still
and also I can't re-upload these two streams together and edit it as one because people don't watch the re-upload because oh no, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's too much time. Well, fuck you.
Well, that is just
I know there's that's just me venting. That's just me venting. I don't mean any real ill intent. That's just me venting my frustrations.
You should get like a button that says, and now here comes the venting section. Please don't take this personally.
Please don't take this personally.
As I vent about how.
No, this is just because YouTube hates small creators. You know, unless I invest money into becoming a VTuber myself. There's male VTubers, that's the thing. So, but they're not as popular as the waifus. So,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna take a quick swig of this water. In the meantime, we can move on to our next topic. Hopefully, we don't get disconnected again. Comet, you're up. You're talking about Pokenatomy. What the hell is that?
Hello, class. Now tell me, are you a boy?
Stop stealing my gimmick!
We should probably clarify everything Comet is going to talk about is non-canon.
Yes. This
is totally canon, guys. This is totally canon.
This is not canon.
Okay. Now I was saying, hello, class. Remind me, are you a boy or are you a girl?
Apache attack. I'm neither.
Yes.
I identify as giant robot. I identify as a basketball.
I identify as yes.
Okay.
I identify as Grimace.
Wow, trainers are getting weirder and weirder these days.
I think it's pretty obvious what I am. I'm the only one who doesn't need to point out what I am. It's not that anyone's mistaken me for a girl on a regular basis or anything.
I wanted you to say, I identify as Grimace. I want to go and steal some hamburgers. So that way I could say, not for crying out loud, the Hamburglar is the guy who steals hamburgers. Grimace is Ron McDonald's mentally retarded friend.
Alright, Professor.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, we're gonna talk about a special book written by biologist Christopher Stoll. Mm-hmm. Now, first lesson is on. Now, this book contains questionable information on the anatomy of different Pokemon and the history behind those, and a little bit of history behind the Pokemon.
Interesting.
For example, and like very detailed anatomy, like the glands, the organs, and such. For example, the Magnemite is according to this book, it's an artificial creation, essentially a bioweapon created for the war between Johto and Kanto.
Huh. I don't
So
remember
this
that from
fan
Pokemon.
fiction.
Yes, that's quite the questionable information. Okay,
As I said, everything's non-canon.
yes, I said yes. Essentially, it's a fan thing. You know, trying to explain through biology how each Pokemon would work. Like for example, Magnemite is a bioweapon. It pretty much like organic bits and cybernetics in cybernetics in a metal shell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna name a couple of favorites, like Ghastly being pretty much the essentially being the coronavirus.
Oh. Okay.
Essentially, it's like a colony of bacteria that's in every body. Like essentially, this bacteria is found in everyone, but essentially, your immune system according to this book, your immune system keeps it down until you die. Then the bacteria pretty much just rapidly reproduce, fulls out your course and form a Ghastly.
Huh.
Essentially, pretty much Ghastly began life as a gastrointestinal bacterial strain.
And then
Then it becomes a hunter. When it starts, reproduce get to a certain point in population and start becoming more in tune, start forming a hive mind of sorts.
Hive minds. Awesome.
And then it goes from consuming the dead to the dying.
Oh.
So pretty much, hunters frequent hospitals, prisons, nursing homes where they can attack and overwhelm patients with weakened immune systems or open wounds.
That's
Yeah.
That's
Now-
dark.
Now Gengar, when it reaches kind of like its peak, and at this point they become a lot more intelligent, and you have to eradicate them down to a single bacteria. Otherwise, they come back, regenerate and come back, and they go from the. Sorry. Pretty much they pretty much mostly attack the sick and unhealthy, but they rarely everywhere it's not unknown. They're not unknown. They're also it's rare, but then it's not unknown for them to attack a healthy individual. Essentially, there's walking, talking bacteria colonies. And then we have the Voltorb. Essentially, Voltorbs are a result of Pokemon trapped in malfunctioning Pokeballs.
Oh.
Essentially, what happens when you keep your Pokemon in the Pokeballs for too long and don't essentially it's sort of like if your Pokemon are in a Pokeball and you just left them in a drawer someplace and forgot about them, and just left them there, it caused like this malfunctioning, and now the stasis technology and the energy converter is like in this flux. And the Voltorb and their evolved form, Electro, is pretty much what happened when we try to catch a Voltorb in a Pokeball and repeat the process. So it's a Pokeball and a Pokeball. I mean, it's a Pokemon and a Pokeball, which is in a Pokeball.
Pokeballception.
Yes. And also tries to explain like how certain Pokemon eat. Like Hitmonlee, the kicking one, has like mouths in his feet, and when it kicks, it does. Yeah, and when it kicks, it takes a bite out of you.
That's scary.
Yeah, essentially, it's a really good book. It's like a very interesting details, and you can tell the guy really put in. He really knows what he's talking about and really put in the work.
I swear to God, if this is the guy responsible for the fucking Vaporeon meme, I'm gonna be mad.
Vaporeon meme?
What?
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't even.
The one where you put it in a blender?
No, it's the one where I have to find it, don't I?
I'm scared.
Me too.
Okay.
It's the one that says Vaporeon is the most compatible.
Oh
On
no.
On that note, join the Digimon community. You're not weird for liking sexy Digimon.
Well, I mean, Lady Digimon.
Yeah, she's a lady. She's not an animal with no human characteristics. Liking Lady Digimon is okay. Liking Vaporeon is not.
SGD out here flexing his Digimon supremacy.
Actually,
That he only got into recently. Finally.
SGD
Based SGD.
SGD is the arbiter. Is the arbiter of what you can and of what Digimon you can and cannot sleep with. Renamon is an absolute no. Lady Dilmon. She's an A-okay.
And a trap character, you're definitely gay.
Well, Ninjato,
No comment. I know what you're gonna say. Well, Ninjato, according to such and such.
No, I'm just saying, according to a certain chart.
Well, that chart can be misinterpreted, and is also not canon.
That's it. But analysis, yeah. Also, in the book, you'll see what's below a Diglett.
What is below a Diglett?
No, don't.
They're essentially a mole with sideways mouths, and they reproduce by budding.
Budding, of course.
Well, moles, but exoskeleton, and that's how. And when they're in the middle of this budding process, that's how you get Doug Trio. Because
now we're going beyond non-canon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying they try to take a very scientific approach. You gotta give them an A for effort.
Yeah, but it's now you bring up the question. You can, but should you?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'll give him an S for stop.
Yeah, much like we don't need an anatomy of Digimon.
Well, they'll just be data.
All those wireframes underneath.
Yeah, they'll be like
Anqueamon's profile confirms that.
So
yeah.
Again, SGD is just flexing his Digimon supremacy here.
Breaking Pokemon's back.
You fools! You think, you fools! Pokemon? No, Digimon.
Also,
now that's the real deal.
Also, Changhis, he said it was dark, but technically in the the Pokemon anime can get pretty dark. I mean, look at Paris and Parasect.
Well, I don't watch Pokemon.
Well, essentially Parasect at that point it's you know those. Okay, the animal that Paris and Parasect is based on is pretty much a parasitical fungus that clamps onto that pretty much when spores land on like a certain species of ant, essentially takes them over.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so essentially,
The Last of Us, and like how there's a
yeah.
Yeah, essentially, think of it this way: every time you evolve your Paris, you just let the fungus take over, and those white eyes means the old Paris is gone, and there's only the fungus left.
Why would you make a fungus Pokemon? That's what I'm. That's what I'm going. You're like. I mean, I stopped watching Pokemon when they started making Pokemons out of trash bags. That was an actual thing. There was a Pokemon who was just a trash bag, and like
Rubbish. It's rubbish. You're talking about.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want a Pokemon that's a trash bag. Like according to SGD, whenever he talks about Digimon, at least I know that I can evolve my Digimon to be from something like a trash bag to something cool like a tank. Pokemon.
A Changhis.
Hmm.
It's the Danny DeVito Pokemon.
The Trackmon.
I'm the trash mon. I go trash. No, but he does. But no, Xeno-Nick, because he doesn't throw trash all over the ring, and then he doesn't take the trash and he eats it.
Guys, we need a Danny DeVito Pokemon.
Yeah, the Trash Man. We almost had it with Detective Pikachu.
Oh, that's right. Danny DeVito. Dan DeVito. He's honestly one of the greatest. Okay, is there anything else you wanna say about
You can get this.
Pokenatomy?
I just gotta say, you can get it on Gumroad, and it's a good book. And most importantly, keep in mind it's non-canon, so you don't have to freak out too much.
Cool, your chat's their Pokemon fans.
Yes. So if you're interested in seeing what inside of a Pikachu looks like, I don't get this.
I do not want to see what the inside of a Pikachu looks like. So, I'm not going to look that up. I don't think any normal person here is gonna go, man, I always wonder what the inside of a... I messed up this leg. Ah! Of course.
Hey, funny story. I was trying to snap this piece off. It flung from the runner, hit my drawer, and went across the room.
Yeah,
like literally, I was at.
God, I can see what the fucking like Grimer one looks like.
Wait, are you posting this in the back room?
I am not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I see it, my God.
Yeah. Ooh.
Man, I kind of feel like we need to move forward before we all lose our minds.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move forward now. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't disconnect me again.
It's like fucking,
okay, so comment.
It's like it's fucking out of a Lovecraftian like horror.
Okay, so comment. Do you recommend people to read this monstrosity?
It's not a monstrosity. It's a biology book.
It's a fan-made biology book, and we all know, not every fan-made project out there is again, you could make it, but should you?
Yes, I recommend this book for the intellectually inclined.
Well, I guess we shall decide to remain unintellectually reclined.
And for future
Or if you're in the same thought process that created your favorite franchise, but a porn version.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Oh, it's like, oh yeah, you can make it, but should you? Like that process of like, yeah, that's how we got porn version. It's like,
Like
oh yeah,
every sexualized Pokemon.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
what
just
Joe
doing it in
Jason's on.
general.
We already got.
but
Ninja, do you know how much Pokemon Rule 34 there is?
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
Ninjato.
I'm just saying. Is like, it's the same category as biology. Don't need it. There's no. Wait, should you? I know you're doing it, and it's very popular, and that's what I'm concerned about.
It's Jontron, you know, you could do it, you could, but why? Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why would you do any of that?
Again, why?
Okay, let's move on.
That's what all I'm saying.
Alright, I'm gonna transition to SGD's topic. Please, YouTube, do not disconnect me. Okay, we're good. Fuck.
I thought when you paused, the screen paused. I thought, oh no.
I don't know anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna experiment next week on Twitch. See what I can do there. Okay, so moving on with our reading club tonight, we have SGD. You're talking about Digimon again.
Yeah, Digimon D-Cyber is an effing mess.
Oh.
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 It's also a manhwa made to advertise the D-Cyber Digivice toy, which was a toy for Bandai Asia, which is basically China and Hong Kong.
Huh.
And the manga focuses on Hikaru, who's the main character, Teru, who's the little kid, and these are the Japanese names because I'm not reading the Chinese names. Masuken. And Masuken is just the rival, I guess. And the story has X-Antibody Digimon because they were part of D-Cyber, which are just variants of Digimon with the X-Antibody. And it's not really relevant to the story. The fact that they are X-Antibody Digimon is just, oh, there's Agumon, X-Antibody, we just call them Agumon. And going into what the X-Antibody is and its origins is a whole nother tangent.
Oh. Okay.
Involving genocide.
What? Okay. Now we need to explain that.
Okay, the X-Antibody is... the digital world reached a point of overpopulation, so the host computer Yggdrasil, to save the digital world from completely destroying itself, took 1% of all Digimon to a new digital world, and released the X program to genocide the other 99%.
So it's just Thanos' plan, but worse.
It was actually good. Well, Thanos' plan was going to work. And of the another 1% of the remaining 98% developed the X-Antibody, which in some Digimon didn't change them at all, and in other Digimon changed them either a little bit or a lot. And that stops the X program from killing them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
none of that is relevant to this story.
Important detail.
Quick question. Digimon don't, because they're digital, they don't reproduce the same way as most people think they do, right?
It depends on the canon. If they go by the mainline canon, if in Cross Wars they do have family units. Outside of that, it's never really explained where Digimon come from. They just come into existence, but they don't breed. They don't. As far as the VPET canon is concerned, they don't have gender, which is more so to explain why your Angemon is not transgender if he turns into Angelmon. Because it's not a he or a she, he doesn't have a penis and she doesn't have a vagina. ignore the fact that Betsumon has a bulge.
Okay, I hate to be that guy as I criticized the fandom previously, but
It depends on.
human and Digimon romance. Is that a thing?
Ninjato?
Unfortunately.
Other than fan stuff.
Unfortunately. Yes. It's generally one-sided, though.
Okay.
So in Tamers, of course, the infamous jury borderline sexually harassing Leomon. And in Digimon Cyber Sleuth, you meet a Lilymon who's developed a crush on a guy. Fortunately, he's homosexual.
I have relations with women and sex with men. I got news for you, buddy. That means you're gay.
She's like, I'm just gonna. She keeps taking photos of herself inside his phone, so she. And he's like, I don't want friends to think I like flowers or anything. And you explain the situation to her, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll just hang up the phone on any girls that call him. And then he's like, oh, that's okay. I'm only into guys. But anyway, yeah, Digimon reproducing it depends on the continuity. As far as the X-antibody continuity stuff is concerned, we don't know where Digimon come from.
Okay.
I'm just still taken aback that these brand of Digimon in this manga exist because their computer decided to play eugenics.
Yeah. Changhis, did you look up my message?
Your message? Let me see real quick.
In our 2 cents back room. I have a gif about my entire reaction to SCG's explanation on romance.
Yeah, it's that gif where the robot just looks down like,
Yeah, it's Dr. Nefarious from Ratchet and Clank. I'm not sure which one, but he's just.
Serena's back! Digimon D-Cyber D's nuts.
Yeah, I can talk about the X-antibody storyline more in depth some other time.
Okay.
Alright, back on topic.
Because it has nothing to do with this story. The story is incredibly rushed, and it's mostly a side quest.
Oh, awesome.
Oh!
My favorite type of stories.
There's 3 main characters. They all are brought into the digital world by Metal Phantomon, who's known as the God of Death. And he sort of pulls a Majin Vegeta on 2 of the kids. So they're evil and forced to do his bidding until the main character just gives them a bit of a hit.
So give them a boot to the head?
Yeah, just snap out of it. He kills one of them. But that was a fake.
What?
I was like, he kills the little kid but that was a dummy created by the other kid who's also under evil mind control, and the real one was just underground for some reason.
Oh, so not only do you have all this weird stuff going on, but you don't even have stakes. You just
yeah.
This plot sounds convoluted. Okay. Wait, we had Titanfall 2, right? Straightforward. Then we had Pokenatomy. Straightforward. This is
Ninjato. We're only in the 2nd of 14 chapters.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh my god.
Hikaru is partnered to a Dodomon who's an effing asshole.
Yeah, I wonder why. You're partnered with a Digimon that is a freaking dodo in its name.
He becomes Dorumon and then Deathix Doru Greymon and fights Gaiomon, who belongs to one of the kids, and they fight, and then he becomes Deathix Doru Goromon, and then Metal Phantomon comes and steals his dragon spirit, and that's when the side quest begins. Because if they don't get his dragon spirit back, Dorumon will die in 10 days.
Oh no.
And then Omegamon fights Deathix Dorogoromon and says, I sealed you away 10,000 years ago. Because reasons. And he says, there's nothing you can do now that he's lost his dragon soul. He's going to die in 10 days. And the main character's like, you're lying. Omegamon was lying.
Wait, Dragon Soul? What's this? Dragon Ball?
And they say, like, go find Duke. So they go to find Duke. And they have a few fights along the way. And it's just, there is no time to breathe in this story. They meet Mame Tyrannomon, who says, you must pass 3 tests before I'll take you to Duke. So they fight the 3 tests, and find Duke, and they fight Duke. And Duke kills Dodomon, which somehow gives him a new dragon soul at the same time. And then Metal Phantomon returns with Death Exmon, and they kill Death Exmon, who then kills Metal Phantomon because he wasn't actually dead. Also, there was a girl inside Death Exmon.
Okay.
The 4th character you never heard of.
Just a girl.
Kyoshi. And she knows the other characters. That's her character. No one has character in this. And, they kill Death Exmon. And Magnamon shows up for reasons, because they're the 3 Royal Knights of the time, and there's 13, but they were the only 3 that existed in Digimon at the time. And he just shows up at the end to send them back to the human world at the end. No, the main character stays behind. Except he didn't. He just wanted to stay behind longer than the others for reasons that go unexplained. He's like, oh no, I didn't stay behind. And it's the last page.
That sounded like a terrible mess. What the fuck?
Yeah. What? I thought, so at least show me some X-antibody Digimon, because you don't see a lot of them unless they're natural carriers, and therefore not variations, or more popular ones, like Greymon and Metal Greymon, War Greymon. But no, it doesn't really do that either. And it does acknowledge Digimon can have multiple evolutions, but that's a mess too. There is no time to breathe, so they don't really explain, why did he become this Digimon? He just became this Digimon, deal with it.
Wow, that's...
Fortunately, it's only 14 chapters, so I didn't waste a long time reading it, like the Cross Wars manga, which also has a massive chunk of it be a side quest, and then there's the main quest and then there's a side quest, and they do the main quest, go on to the side quest, and come back to the main quest, and then the side quest comes back at the end.
Huh.
So at least this one didn't try to juggle 2 storylines at once. But this is supposed to advertise a toy? Does a really bad job at that.
Do you want the toy?
Is the toy at least?
No.
Good? Oh.
It's a V-Pet.
Oh.
It just says, you can, it shows off the V-Pet. They have the V-Pet as the Digivice, and they reference some card thing. I don't know what that does, because they don't explain it, because they're not really trying to advertise the toy.
Wait, there's a toy?
Yes, it's a toy. They don't even...
No. I was saying that as a joke.
Yeah, I know. They don't even explain the X-antibody, which is a major part of the D-Cyber, is it has the X-antibody feature. So they don't even point out X-antibody Digimon or X-antibody Digimon.
Okay. Wow, that was a mess.
So I give this the fat Gerald strangling Abby meme out of 10.
Okay.
It feels like this is missing entire pages from the information that's being presented, but from the way it reads, you can tell there's no missing pages here.
Ah, that's always a wonderful sign that shows that your book manga is excellent.
Yeah, this is definitely something where you need to know a lot of Digimon stuff before actually reading it.
Ah, my favorite type of reading content where I have to do homework. Wow, that was... And... Now I have to ask, is this as bad as that Digimon anime you're watching?
You know, it's probably better. Because it actually does stuff. Things happen in this series too much, too fast, but stuff happens.
I got a question, SGG. Like, are Digimon fans masochists?
No, that would be Transformers fans.
Well,
It just seems like, oh, they were good. They used to be good, and now everything is crap. Hopefully, it'll be better than the last one.
Well, Toei is garbage. A lot of stuff made by Toei nowadays is garbage, and as not for like Bandai despises its fans, because like, don't you want an exercise bracelet to get this exclusive dim card, but the bracelet is an ugly, gross yellow? Rather than the more appealing black or white, which don't have that special dim card, which is Beamon. Don't you like Beamon?
The only Digimon toys I have knowledge of is the Dead Digivolving Spirits line, because of Jobby's videos, and Bandai killed it.
Yeah, they didn't even release all of those. Remember, like, when it comes to Digimon toys, if it's usually protagonist Digimon or protagonist Digimon, you're not going to get anything outside of protagonist Digimon.
So no lady Devimon?
Just
Probably not. Sometimes they'll do special Digimon, but like not often.
You are not the protagonist, so you have no rights.
And the fans are the ones to blame because they're like, we want more than Omegamon, and then they just keep buying all the Omegamon toys.
Wow.
Digimon is one of those things where it'll pretty much only do what they know will sell, unless it's an anime, in which case they'll do something which doesn't work and then backtrack a lot. Everything was fine up until Cross Wars. They backtracked so hard they ripped off Yokai Watch. That was an even worse failure. They backtracked all the way to 1999.
So yeah, Digimon, another case of example of, wow, fuck you, Bandai.
Basically, read the V-Tamer manga, not this.
Read the V-Tamer manga. Okay, well, that was, Yes.
I wanted to mention this before we started the show. How's your first non-Gundam premium?
How's my first non-Gundam Oh,
You're building the Sasabi.
Wait, the Sasabi was a premium?
No, I'm just saying you graduated from not building a Gundam to How's the Sasabi?
Okay, so far it is big. I really did underestimate how big this is. Just like its leg, okay? Its leg. I mean, to be fair, I have small hands, but like its entire foot and leg like takes up all my palm space. So I have to like, let me just do something real quick here to see if like if I put this here. Okay, I'm gonna need to move Lupus Rex even more because it's a big boy. And I have no idea where this thing goes. Damn it. My shit. Did I forget a piece?
Well, you do have to take a pause now because it's your turn.
Oh, that's true. I forgot a piece. God damn it. I gotta take this leg unit apart because I forgot a piece. And this part was such a pain in the ass to put together. Okay. Here, let me just quickly tear this thing off without breaking anything. You okay, Xeno-Nick?
Yeah, I just had a yawn.
Ah, okay. Okay, let me just take apart this entire leg here.
Changhis, you want my advice? Next time you're on Amazon, try to find a separator.
A separator? Alright.
It's a thin metal, it's a piece of thin metal on a grip that you can use to just slip right into the plastic, so that you wouldn't have to, strain your fingers.
Ah, I will take that into consideration next time so I don't torture myself. Okay. Let me just... Okay, this little piece goes... Yes.
We're taking a pause on the show because Changhis needs to break open a leg.
Yes, I need to literally pry open this leg because I screwed up. Because, of course. But, okay, the legs are back together.
This is Zabi owed him money.
This Zabi was pricey. It's also a big boy. I understand now the price point. It is a big boy. Ooh, Zabi.
This is Zabi is coming up to Changhis. Where's my $20, bro?
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Where's my money? Okay, let me just clip this together. Clip together.
Okay,
please.
I need to continue the show. Zabi, no, you're not. You're gonna finish my legs.
Oh god. There we go. Oh my goodness, that was a pain in the ass. But here we go. We can add this thing. Yes. Okay. Leg done. Christ. Servant's still here. I see the stream is working now. Any clue what happened? No. I don't know. I think it's YouTube. I think YouTube disconnected us. So Serena. Serena says, Changhis, this is a big boy. That's what she said.
Well, Serena, you're getting punished, and you know how you're gonna get punished.
Serena,
Changhis, what's your topic?
We're talking about Mecha again. Serena, you wonder why me and Matchstick keep comparing you to Marine. You're both horny all the time. Goodness, girl. Okay.
She is the biggest pervert on this server.
Yeah, that's true. She was also posting some weird stuff about Lil Nas. That was weird. Serena says, how? Question mark. Oh. Oh, she's just reacting late. The chat's just delayed. Okay, gonna switch now to my topic. Please do not disconnect. Please do not disconnect. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess this is sort of related to Gunpla. We're talking about a mecha. We're talking about a mecha I like. We're talking about Get a Robo. Get a Robo, specifically Get a Robo Go. Serena says, "I'm not. You keep baiting me." I don't know about that, Serena. What do you mean I keep baiting you? I was posting that stuff to torture you guys. Well, now we're torturing you with Mecha, which you don't like.
With pure awesome. We're
torturing Serena. We're torturing Serena with actual quality comics, and not the stuff she posted in my server. Like,
Serena, do not make us threaten you with a good time.
Yes. How dare we give you good times?
How dare we provide the audience with some actual good media to consume instead of a comic about black people being oppressed, even though they're not being oppressed.
Issue number 252.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on before YouTube decides to disconnect us again, because I hate YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube got offended with us.
Serena says, "I don't like you guys. We love you too, Serena." Okay, so I'm talking about Get a Robo Go, and when I stop building the gunpla, that means I like this topic. So Get a Robo Go is the third installment of the Get a Robo saga. Serena says, "I read good shit." You guys didn't. Why don't you post that in Micah's server? You're always posting that bad comics.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. All right.
So Get a Robo Go is the third installment of the Get a Robo saga, and the Get a Robo saga is basically all the manga that Ken Ishikawa, the co-creator of Get a Robo, worked on. He co-created with Go Nagai, and while Get a Robo is credited as, Go Nagai's, creation, it really is Ken Ishikawa's baby, and it shows here. And so here's some background here, and honestly, I didn't even know any of this until I watched this cool documentary on YouTube by this guy. Just type in on YouTube "Believe in Getter." It's gonna be one of the first results. It's like this 2-hour long documentary about all of Ken Ishikawa's works and Get a Robo, and it's great. So some context. After Ken Ishikawa finished writing Get a Robo G, which was the second installment, he took a break from Get a Robo, and he did some other stuff. He did some like Machu Senshin, which is another popular thing apparently that I didn't know about until now. In fact, Machu Senshin is apparently popular enough that the most iconic look of Ryoma, which is from Armageddon, is actually based on the main character from Machu Senshin. So that was interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, we Americans can't get it because it's never translated.
Which
is the curse of anything Ken Ishikawa and Go Nagai related. Which
is a shame. But after, so he worked on some other stuff, and throughout that time he reinvented a lot of things about how he creates his manga. His writing style, his art style especially, has, in a sense, evolved, and I use the word evolved because that's very fitting for Get a Robo. And so basically he went through like this little mini renaissance between Get a Robo G and Get a Robo Go. I believe Get a Robo Go returned in like sometime in the 80s or 90s. And Get a Robo Go was essentially the return of Get a Robo for like, I think like a decade-long hiatus, and it came into form
about 15 years.
About 15 years. Okay, so Get a Robo Go came back after a 15-year hiatus of Get a Robo, and it came back as a manga and an anime. Now, the anime is boring. I tried watching it, and it's boring.
Wait, you found footage of it?
Not all of it, at least not through questionable means, if you know what I mean. Apparently, this anime, the Get a Robo Go anime, is not well known, I think, or it just has very bad presence here in the West. Like there's like 10 episodes translated, and that's about it. Serena says this shit is boring. Well, excuse me, sister.
How about we're explaining background material so understand the context of the greater story, because Get a Robo, you need to understand the franchise, the significance of Get a Robo Go in terms of franchise.
I will. Serena, I am willing to sit through your marathons of Sailor Moon, and I don't find that stuff very entertaining. I find it very generic, to be honest. But I sit through it, because there's a part of me that does like some of the stuff it's presenting, but the actual execution is kind of generic. So I sit through that. So you get to sit through this, Serena. This is it's the law of equivalent.
Oh, no.
It's a law of equivalent exchange.
Oh no, this is like, oh no, this episode, Changhis versus Serena.
Serena says, "Don't care." Well, too bad.
Fine.
I don't care about your opinion then either. Let me continue. So there's a 15-year hiatus. Get a Robo Go. The anime is kind of boring. Get a Robo doesn't even become Get a Robo till like 20 episodes in. So that's fun. But then the manga for Get a Robo Go is where this really shines, and Get a Robo Go is where Get a Robo takes a huge shift, just a really huge shift in what it is. So the original two Get a Robo mangas, Get a Robo and Get a Robo G, they had the main central themes were camaraderie and being together is better than one in the face of challenge and adverse and tough times. I don't know the proper word to say. Get a Robo Go essentially takes those themes and pretty much says, okay, let's take those themes and make it dark, and let's make it so it leads into some very eldritch stuff. Serena says it's the law equivalent decentness, and you say we bait you. That wasn't even a bait, Serena. You just did that on your own. So Get a Robo Go takes those themes of camaraderie and all that and twists it in a darker turn. And here is where Get a Robo takes a huge shift in how it presents itself. So another context that you need to know, that a main factor of Get a Robo, besides the Get a Robo itself, is what it runs on, Get a Raise. And Get a Raise was initially just this energy source that apparently Professor Saltome, which is a character in the Get a Robo franchise, theorized helped push humanity to evolve. So it's basically Get a Raise are an energy source that helps things evolve. Get a Robo Go decides, okay, let's take those Get a Raise and push it to its max limit and make everything like an eldritch horror. So we start off with our main character, Go. Get it? Go Ichimachi. Get it? Go. Get a Robo Go. It's clever. I say so. And so Go Ichimachi is the main protagonist. He is the pilot. He is the pilot of Get a Robo Go, and he is also accompanied by Sho Tachibana, who is the pilot of Getter 2, and Guy doesn't really come in until I guess like somewhere like halfway through the first volume, but he's there. Guy gets more of a presence later on though, but even then, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
And the man himself, the Chad equal to Ryoma, Hayato Jin.
The psycho, the most psychotic hero you will ever see.
Hayato Jin, who through his time from Get a Robo G to now Get a Robo Go, has mellowed out a bit. He's not a psychotic terrorist anymore. In fact, he actually works directly for the Japanese government now. So that's fun.
Well, he did have people go through that whole knifing game with an actual knife.
Yeah, but he's kind of mellowed out a bit, but he still has little hints of that craziness about him that all Getter Robo pilots have. Because in order to pilot so that gets into the Getter Robo itself. Well, specifically Getter Robo Go. Now, Getter Robo Go operates on the same system as the previous Getter Robos, which is you got these 3 spaceships, and these 3 spaceships literally smash into each other and combine into a robot. And based on the formation of these spaceships, they can create different forms. So Getter 1 is an aerial based, and it is the most well-known Getter Robo. You can see it on the cover here that I'm presenting on stream. That's Getter 1 of Getter Robo Go. Getter 2 is more of a speed land-based, and that's piloted by Sho. And Getter 3 is the strength sea-based. And Guy is the pilot of Getter 3. And so that's cool, right? Yeah, so it operates on the same system, but Getter Robo Go is... Okay, how do I put this? So...
It's weaker. It's
instead
of running on Getter Rays, it's running on Plasma.
Yeah,
and essentially...
So that's also an interesting thing, how this was a major shakeup as well. Initially, Getter Robo Go actually doesn't even run on Getter Rays. And they do explain why later on in the manga, but we'll get into that, because the later half of Getter Robo Go is where this manga really shines. But the first half is just as good as well, in my opinion. But it's just the second half, though, that's where the major implications for the rest of the franchise come in. What'd you say, Comet? Oh, okay. So, Getter Robo Go, which is the Getter Robo of this manga, is running on plasma energy, and it is weaker. The way I would describe it, so initially when I read this is actually I think my 3rd time reading Getter Robo Go. So initially when I read this, it was I was kind of let down by kind of how, I guess, weak Getter Robo Go is compared to the other Getter Robos, especially the Getter Robos that come after Getter Robo Go. And so I was like, it's kind of weak. That's kind of a letdown. But then I've come to kind of appreciate Getter Robo Go as its own thing. It's Getter Robo Go is the most real robot of the Getter Robos. That's the best way I could kind of describe it. It has a very real robot feel to it, despite still being very super robot. It's like Gao Gaigar, where it's still a super robot, but there's aspects that kind of grounded like a real robot genre. And that's kind of the thing with Getter Robo Go. In fact, Getter Robo Go actually is honestly it's kind of, I would say it's like out of commission for I would say I guess a quarter of the entire manga's run, because the second half, that's when things get crazy. And so it was interesting. I still think it's kind of I don't know, I would like to see more of Getter Robo, but I do kind of like that real robot-like feel to it, especially now since I'm getting more into Gundam. But and it does help, raise the antics and stakes and stuff. So Micah Curtis, if you somehow stumble upon this stream, I think you probably already read it, but fuck it, go read Getter Robo Go again, because it's great. Getter Robo Go. So that's the first half, and so what's also interesting about Getter Robo Go is the first half is kind of basically the first half of Get a Robo Go is really they take like a plot that feels kind of out of Mazinger, which makes sense because it practically is. Because Get a Robo Go was originally going to be Mazinger, but then they decided, no, make it Get a Robo. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Just replace. Yeah, everything is cyborgs.
Like if you like the Metal Beast, Mechanical Beast, Professor Rando, Dr. Hell, Getter 3, especially in the anime, like you could tell they were trying to make a Mazinger Robo, like a new design for Mazinger, but then they're like, no, make it Get a Robo. Okay. And so like the first half is like this like kind of like a Mazinger plot where Get a Robo has to fight against the forces of Professor Rando, which and then what's interesting is it also takes a spin on that kind of plot by making it more like a war story in the first half. And that was interesting because like there's like this whole plot where they have to go against the will of the Japanese government because Japanese government kind of sucks when it comes to military action. If you didn't watch Shin Godzilla to know that already, basically after World War II, Japan kind of became wusses. So that was the thing. And so they kind of had to go against the Japanese government's will to fight in Alaska to stop Professor Rando from like taking over America and stuff. And during that time in Alaska, we get some great characters, some side characters, including Schwartz, who is
yes.
Okay, so Schwartz is a racist bigot. And I don't mean that like and I mean that genuine. Like, he is a racist bigot. That, and you know, oh, we gotta cancel Schwartz. No, that is literally the point of his character. That is
his
literally
arc.
His entire character arc is literally, I guess being racist does suck. Yeah, you don't say.
And hey, and it's because this Japanese chick is hot and she's strong. They even mentioned that Schwartz was also pretty sexist as well. And then Sho comes in and she's a strong Japanese woman. And so Schwartz is like, I guess women can be strong and independent. Maybe being racist is not a good thing. Sho, I'm in love with you. Me too, Schwartz. Okay. Yes.
That kind of came out of nowhere, but hey, good for you. You're no longer racist anymore. Thumbs up.
Yeah, and then they get a robot arc anime. It's like, yeah, he still has.
I do kind of find it interesting how Schwartz's whole thing is, I'm racist and sexist. I'm just a bigot in general. Sexy Japanese lady saves his life. Shit.
I got yellow fever.
But despite his hope, he's just this genuine asshole that you kind of root against, and then somehow, despite kind of the rush development, he turns into just this asshole that you kind of like. It's like you're no longer racist, and I kind of like you now, but you're still an asshole. And guess that's kind of a funny thing how in the end of the manga he doesn't actually fully stop being racist. With he doesn't just, I'm no longer racist. He still kind of has hints of that, but he's more of just an asshole now rather than just an extreme bigot. Like Schwartz is bigoted to the extent of it's absolutely hilarious. Like when I first,
like they did a throwaway line of explaining why he hates Japanese people so much, but he's also racist towards all races.
I think he said like the order of line for racism is first the Japs, then the blacks, and then everyone else underneath. And it's like, wow, Schwartz, buddy.
Changhis. He's like Uncle Ruckus funny?
Yes.
Pretty much.
He's just Uncle Ruckus. If Uncle Ruckus was,
It's just
the
okay. He starts off as an actual genuine like asshole that you're obviously meant to root against, and then he just becomes Uncle Ruckus. That's the best way I could describe Schwartz. So that's Schwartz, and so that's like the first half of the manga. The second half, that's where things get real spicy, and it all begins with the introduction of Shin Robo. Now, Shin Robo is arguably one of the most iconic Robo designs out there, probably even more than the original Robo design.
yeah, I think Shin Robo is the Robo design when people, if they ever heard of Robo,
Like
would think of.
Well, because like especially here in the West, like so in the West, everyone's first major exposure to Robo was Robo Armageddon, and the main feat of that OVA was Shin Robo. So Shin, and I mean, not that I'm complaining, Shin Robo is amazing. It's great. I'll probably cover Shin Robo the manga itself later in another stream, but
Well, wait a couple of weeks because.
Yeah, wait,
Arc is
like
ending soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna start experimenting on Twitch, and so Robo. So with the introduction of Shin Robo, things take a really dark turn, and dark in the sense of like eldritch, in a sense. Serena, no, you get to stick around. I don't care if you're screaming in agony. You stick around. Okay, sister. So
Just whatever. She clearly is just.
I know she's doing it on purpose. I don't care. So Shin Robo is where things take a real turn, and Shin Robo is also the reason why Robo Go is not powered on Rays, because Shin Robo is where all of a sudden you learn, Rays, despite being the source of evolution, is kind of scary. Holy shit.
Hey, remember that cast that you loved in Shin Getter? In Getter. Robo.
So you
Guess what? Most of them are dead, or part of.
So you learn the reason why Robo Go has a mostly new cast despite Hayato being there is because most of them are dead. They've become one with Getter.
And the only other person who survived other than Hayato, who was away at the time, Ryoma.
Ryoma, not good.
Ryoma, at this point, is so traumatized. He just went back to his dojo.
So you get to see more of this in the Shin Robo manga, which came afterwards of Robo Go, even though it's a prequel. But so you learn from Shin Robo that they were experimenting with Rays and Shin Robo, and essentially, long story short, things got out of hand. Everyone mostly died, but things are now so dire because Professor Randall is now planning to attack the entire world and all that. And then also you also learn that in the beginning of the second half, Professor Randall has actually been working with the Dinosaur Empire, which is
the best Robo villains.
the first villains from the first Robo manga. The Dinosaur Empire is back, and they've been working with Professor Randall all this time with his mechanical beast. And you learn that the Dinosaur Empire is actually pretty much they're hijacking Professor Randall's whole scheme and army and stuff to
literally by killing off Randall.
Yeah, and then basically their whole thing is we're gonna terraform the entire Earth, so all the humans die, and we dinosaurs will be the apex predators and all that.
Yeah, much like the good old days before the meteorite showed up.
Well,
we want Grimlock to be our king again. Okay.
And so the Dinosaur Empire is now back, and they're trying to destroy stuff. And so things are getting out of hand. Robo Go is damaged beyond. Well, it can't be repaired, but they're saying that the time to repair it's going to be too late. The Dinosaur Empire and Professor Randall, they're going to take over Earth by then. So what do we need? We're gonna have to do the only thing we can. We're gonna get the only remaining Getter Robo out there, and we're gonna use that to fight against him. And that just so happens to be Shin Getter Robo. And Shin Getter Robo.
And it just so happens that it's also an Eldritch Abomination!
Yes, I was gonna get to that. So Shin Getter Robo, you learn, is actually an Eldritch Horror. Basically, they need one more crazy person to pilot because Sho decided to stay in America because she's now in love with Schwartz. And so they're like, shit, we need another crazy pilot to pilot Getter Robo. What do we need? Who do we need? Get Ryoma. Ryoma, we need you to come with us. No, I don't want to. Too bad, you're coming with us. Okay, fine.
Dinosaur Empire is like, hi there!
and so Ryoma's back, and then you get some stuff with Shin Getter Robo against the Dinosaur Empire, and then you learn that Shin Getter Robo has this ability to absorb everything. It can absorb everything, and we are having connection issues. Okay, we're not disconnected from the stream, but we are having some connection issues. Awesome.
But yeah, what do you mean by absorbing? Oh wait, yeah, Kay got absorbed. Her mind.
Oh yeah, Kay was there. That's all I have to say about her. Kay was.
Yes.
Kay was there.
Not the true waifu Kay from Shin.
From Getter Robo Armageddon. This Kay, she's just there. That's and
yeah.
so
she's just the assistant that gets the hots for and then gets saddened when she gets into a.
So Shin Getter Robo is able to absorb stuff into its body, and it just becomes one with Getter, like the Getter race and the Getter Robo, etc. Getter can apply to both the robot and the race, which is what they're trying to say. It's weird. Getter is both the robot and the race simultaneously. It's going into the whole like Eldritch feel, like what's going on here? And so Shin Getter Robo is able to absorb and all that. And the thing is, everyone who pilots it, if they're not strong-willed enough, they'll go crazy, which happens to Guy and Kay. Kay essentially becomes so crazy that she gets brain damage. She's brain dead now. Awesome. A Guy who was kind of just there a little bit in the beginning, he goes crazy and he tries to destroy Shin Getter Robo, only for Shin Getter Robo to absorb him as well. And then Shin, and also Getter itself has this weird thing where like it can enlighten a person in a sense. So Guy, I'm going crazy, I'm gonna destroy the Getter Robo, starts getting absorbed. I understand everything now. I understand.
I am willing to let myself be absorbed.
Go. It's going to be okay. I'm one with Getter now. Okay.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, this little kid shows up.
The little monk kid. Yeah, he's kind of there. He's just really there to. He's really just there to be exposition for believe in Getter. And Getter will solve all those things for you. He started his own religion around the Getter race as well, so that's fun. And then it all ends in this huge bombastic thing in Russia, where the Dinosaur Empire has built this giant terraforming weapon based on magma and all that. And they're trying to destroy it and all that. And so Shin Getter Robo has to go in, and it saves the day by just literally absorbing everything. And all the enemies, all the Dinosaur Empire, just absorbs them. It just puts into one, and it becomes this big swirling mass of mechanical and organic and Getter race. It's very Eldritch feeling, and it's crazy. And then it all keeps ramping up, and then eventually Shin Getter becomes just so big that it just leaves Earth and goes to Mars. And that's how the manga ends.
Yeah.
Getter Robo Go ends with a learning that evolution is actually kind of fucking scary. The the Getter Robo is kind of scary as well, and a lot of these themes will be continued to be expanded on in Shin Getter Robo, the manga, and especially in Getter Robo Arc, where Shin Getter Robo starts explaining it even more with the introduction of Getter Emperor, but Getter Emperor is another discussion for another time. And so, but here this is where you get the first taste of, whoa, Getter Robo has gone from crazy to, whoa, this is wild shit. Like, geez, if you thought like the OVA Getter Robo Armageddon's crazy, oh, you need to read the manga. Oh, it gets crazier. Getter Robo is scary. Not the manga, but like in context, in the manga, Getter Robo and Getter Race is actually really scary. And so yeah, I highly recommend reading Getter Robo Go. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Getter Robo Go. Read it. It's great. Read and watch all of Getter Robo. Consume Getter Robo. If you like Gurren Lagann, good. You'll love Getter Robo.
Believe in Getter.
Believe in me. Believe in me that believes in you that believes in Getter. Okay. So yeah, we're done torturing you, Serena. You can come out now. Okay, so we got 2 more topics to talk about. We're actually doing better than last time. We're only about an hour and a half in with this new stream. So let's move on. So we're still talking about reading stuff. So you're up and he's muted. Okay. If you can hear me, we're gonna. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. All this time, it's like, again, all this time, I was talking and wonder why no one was responding to me.
Xeno-Nick, not now feels your pain. Damn it, my fucking mic was muted. I said some stuff that was hilarious, but no one laughed. Made me feel bad. Okay, so Nudge, so you're talking about Spider-Man.
The amazing, yes, the spectacular, the amazing, the web of. That last one didn't plot on very well. No, one thing I want to mention really quick, because I don't know when I'll ever mention this again in my discussion. I find it interesting that choice you picked as the thumbnail for my topic, Changhis, the Spider-Man, Peter Parker rising from his grave. And the more famous cover being with Kraven. Mainly because that cover right there that you chose, that was artist Mike Zeck's favorite cover to have done.
Really? Huh.
Yes, right around the time when before even he did the interior art for the book, he needed, what do you call it? He was told, okay, these are what the covers are going to be for the books, and he's like, one of them was so obviously easy that he just started loving it, because the topic of the story is, one part of the topic of this story is rebirth. And he's like, well, what's a better representation of a superhero rebirthing than physically rising out of a grave? So that was the one thing. Is like, out of everything he's ever, it's like out of all the covers he's done, that was the one thing that he always says is his favorite.
Huh. I chose this thumbnail mostly just because I thought it would be... I thought that was the more recognizable one, because, you know, it's Spider-Man. Everyone loves Spider-Man.
Hey, guys. I need to head to bed now.
Oh, okay. Have a good night, Jack.
Have a good night. I'll catch the rest tomorrow.
All right.
Chapter the part 5 of the story that covers a lot more iconic because it's been referenced and parodied throughout the years.
Huh.
But to get to my topping proper, a bit of a preamble before I get into background details. This is a story that is one of my favorites. Not just a favorite of mine Spider-Man wise, but a favorite of mine of comic books as a whole.
Wow.
Because it's a story that as I've read it throughout the years, it keeps changing it keeps changing my perception of what it is. Right these few weeks I've been reading a lot of old stories, and as I typically do, because the new stuff isn't good. But enough about the big two. So yes, I guess annually I just come back to reading Kraven's Last Hunt. Because Kraven's a favorite super villain of mine. One that doesn't really get as much love as he should have during his initial run. Because while I always believe he had a much more personality, potential than a lot of people thought he did. The character's the character compared to the other 7 the other 5 that Lee and Dick created. But it's his villainy is very specific. He wants to claim Spider-Man as trophy because Spider-Man is the greatest hunt. As the line put it, what is the most dangerous hunt? Man. Combining to the fact that this man also shoots webs from his forearms and says a bunch of wisecracks. It makes him extra dangerous.
Right.
So I guess bit of background for this one. This was J.M. DeMatteis's. This was a story he wanted to do for a long time now. This was a story at the time he wanted to do for a long time. The idea of a supervillain essentially killing their superhero, quote unquote, killing their superhero, and wearing their costume and trying to be a more superior version than they were. I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
No. I was just making noise. I was just oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay. So he originally thought of this idea for Wonder Man. in which his brother Death was going to kill him, and then quote unquote kill him, and then take over his identity and be him, a better version of him. Marvel turned down the story. J.M. DeMatteis decided when he went right over to DC Comics. He pitched the same concept, this time with the Joker, quote unquote, killing the Batman and assuming his identity.
Right.
But it was rejected because there was a story going on there was a story being conceptualized at the time that kind of fit the same mold. That story being The Killing Joke. And so he tweaked it again. He was like, okay, now how about Batman with Hugo Strange? They rejected it. So it's like for I think a few more times to get this story idea off the ground, failed. Once he came back to Marvel, he pitched the idea again. This time with Spider-Man and a new villain he created. They greenlight the project. As he was busy writing the script for that, he decided to, instead of forego the idea of a new villain, he decided to use Kraven because DeMatteis felt that Kraven was a character who never really got the spotlight that he thought he should deserve. Because like I said before, he's a character who had a ton of potential, but a lot of writers didn't know what to do with him because he had a very singular purpose. So a lot of interesting points about the book. I mean, one of the biggest points of the book in general is this is a story that takes place. This is the first story after I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But after the big wedding spectacular, Mary Jane and Peter Parker wed for the very first time, and this was the first story after that. And that relationship becomes a very much of a core part of this story. And Mary Jane isn't a main character in the story, but she is a significant one. So one thing I kind of enjoy about, one thing I really enjoy about the story is, not only is it, a story that many people consider very dark, and a dark story with Spider-Man is as commonplace as nachos is with Cheese Whiz. It's expected of Spider-Man to have a story where essentially something bad is going to happen, and it's not going to be wrapped up in 30 minutes with a happy ending at the end. So, but I think what I've always enjoyed Kraven's Last Hunt and what it tried to do is that never once does it betray Peter Parker as a character. And by that I mean they don't try to go to the late 80s, early 90s route where they essentially take the character and have him fit the mold of have him fit the tone of the story. Kind of like what they did with, and I say this as an example, not as a negative sense, kind of like what they did with Batman, where with Frank Miller's interpretation of The Dark Knight Returns being very hot at the time that the story was written, a lot more of a brutal, no nonsense Batman, who, actively try to not kill, but just seriously maim the villains seriously maim some of the goons and villains that he encounters.
It's the robot chicken skit where he's just beating and Joker up and then just no, one more hit and that could kill you. That would betray my morals.
That means I win.
Somehow,
Joker's just a bloody mess.
So it's like with that said, Dematis very much shifts a lot of the more brutal and darker elements of a story like this onto Kraven, which he serves as not only the antagonist of the book, but the second protagonist overall, because Peter in the first book, he has a bit of a dirt nap until about the fifth part. So, and one of the core parts of the story that Dematis wrote outline. One of the core parts of the story that Dematis outlined is that people, what is the perception of Spider-Man to, say, a person that he knows? In this case, a villain. What if to turn the phrase from Evangelion, essentially, what is the, like, who is the Spider-Man that exists in Kraven the Hunter's mind? He views the Spider-Man as this beautiful creature that he must best. Not only must he best, he must take over his identity and become better than him. And so, while that is happening, Kraven is lamenting in his foyer. I should have mentioned earlier, I'm going to say spoilers because this is a very old book. It's very well known, and go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying there wasn't really any care for spoilers. I pretty much spoiled the whole pretty much most of Get a Robo Go. Like, as spoilers is warning for spoilers is kind of not really a thing at this point. Like, it's like kind of already spoiled a lot of stuff. So
that's true. That is true. But I guess in this case, if any of you viewers do not want to hear any more spoilers, then I will say right now that I highly recommend the story. After all, it started up with saying it's one of my favorite stories of all time. But in that case, to continue on with the spoiler review, so Kraven very laments the fact that his parents had to leave Russia in order to escape the rise of communism because they were of nobility. So, and it's something that he contributes to the ill of society. Like Kraven is very anti-Tommy. What a guy.
Kraven, listen, I know you're a villain, but...
Based Kraven.
Based.
Spider-Man, no, you cannot defeat... You can't harm me. I already have amassed a following of red pills.
Spider-Man is a menace. A red menace.
Mr. Jameson, I have a tagline for you. The Red Scare, the new Red Scare, Spider-Man.
So that's very a contemplation with Kraven as he laments the fact that what his parents would have seen him as now, as a motif throughout the entire story is that a motif throughout the entire story is that both Kraven and Peter will refer to their personas, Spider-Man and Kraven the Hunter, as a separate to their alter egos. Peter Parker and Sergei Kravenov. So he's like, what would his parents think of what his son has become? And so he believes that today is the day that he reclaims his honor. That's where Dinobot comes in.
Yes! Why didn't you say so?
Honor it is. And this night he predicts that he is going to die, but he won't die yet. So we cut to Spider-Man, who at this point he's still kind of reeling. At this point in comic history, he's kind of reeling at the death of the third Hobgoblin, Ned Leeds.
There's a third Hobgoblin?
Yes, there are 5 Hobgoblins, Changhis.
Why are there so many Hobgoblins?
So I don't know.
Look, all I care about is if it's not Willem Dafoe, I don't care who you are. Get out.
I don't think Norman ever assumed the identity of the Hobgoblin. I think it was only Harry.
Oh. Well, if you're not James Franco, then get out.
So of course, Ned Leeds might sound familiar to a lot of people. Yes, he's the chubby Asian kid in NCU, which I hope make him the Hobgoblin, but he doesn't lose his weight.
That would be amazing. A Hobgoblin. That's just a fat, tiny Asian guy. Continue. I'm sorry. Just...
So like tonight, a thief has unfortunately a thief has died. A petty criminal has died, and so there is narration from I guess, well, it's from quote unquote Spider-Man, as he laments the fact of why should he care that a petty thief like him died. It was some chump I pumped for information, or I sent to jail so many times I lost count. You know, he was scum, and I've seen plenty of scum. Until, you know, he crashed the funeral service that he and a lot of his ne'er-do-well buddies was. Well, he crashed the funeral service at the former I think his name was Neil. I'm sorry, he was a minor character that only showed up in one other book.
Oh.
So it's like, his ne'er-do-well buddies hold a funeral service for them with as little cash as he has. Spider-Man crashes this party. Thieves, like the thieves and, you know, gangsters think, oh, he's here to arrest us, but no, he's here to give change for this poor man, as, you know, for the lost soul, you know, a box in the hole in the ground, as he'd like to put it. As narration ends the scene with, but there is no such thing as Spider-Man. I am Peter Parker because I care too much.
Huh.
So like I said before, it reinforces the duality of man. No, I'm kidding. Just it reinforces the duality of what we perceive as a character like Spider-Man to what he truly is, and that is, he is Peter Parker. No matter how many masks he wears throughout the years, he will always be Peter Parker, and he will always be the kid who cares too much. And so after that very touching scene, which another motif throughout the entirety of Kraven's Last Hunt is the idea of death. It's something that is all four of the central characters, Pete, Spider-Man, Kraven, Mary Jane, and the Vermin. They all fear for themselves and the others around them. It's a topic that has touched me with this book, as if I can be a bit personal here, I do have troubles of coming to grip with my own mortality. But
don't we all?
Man, that's just human nature, though. Everyone's scared of their own mortality.
And so there is a part in this book that not only treats the idea of death in such a mature and well-standing manner, but it's very it's a kindness. I wouldn't say that would be the right word, but that's just the word that's coming to mind when towards the end of the book, where Kraven, to go back to a much lighter note, Kraven, after ingesting what he calls a pool of herbs, spices, and herbs, spices, and potions, which is just his slang for drugs. He's been taking lots and lots of drugs. in which he prepares mentally for his fight with the spider. as he likes to call it. And
Turaga Anawa, what are you doing with those drugs? These aren't drugs, these are herbs and spices. That's heroin in your hands. That's heroin, that's not spices and herbs.
I have you know, opium comes from plants. Therefore an herb.
So it's like, what is it called? off Kraven goes, hunting down a Peter who is swinging, trying to get back to the apartment, the first apartment that, the apartment that Mary Jane and Peter bought with the money they saved up since their wedding. And he's flanked by a Kraven who's clearly high off his chase. It's like, and this is where the writing style of Dematis kind of puts it in full display, because not only does he have the duality of sort of the personas at play here, he also has sort of the duality of thought when it comes to a lot of the narration boxes, where you would get narration boxes that are very expository. It's plain, it's blunt, it's explaining exactly what the characters are thinking, and you get a second expository block that represents the very frantic and scared ideas that the characters are saying, and it's just like, Peter is, or it's like, there's an entire scene where Peter is just looking at the scene of Kraven holding a gun to his face as something that's Kraven has never done before. Well, at the other hand, he's fearing for his life, not only of his death, but also the potential death of his aunt and his wife. And of course, one thing I do have to mention is a lot of the story is propped up by a poem as a structuring device. The poem being Tiger. If you've ever heard of a poem, it is a 17th century poem. To run down a poem that you need to know, it's about a hunter admiring the beauty, what he sees as a tiger as something ferocious, but at the same time beautiful, a creature that no matter how much he tries, he will never truly understand. It's modified here, where the poem in replacing tiger, it replaces with spider, and it's where Kraven, Kraven is going to understand a spider, and he will be better than him. So he shoots Spider-Man, and we presume that is dead, because as a device for this storyline, all three of the running Spider-Man books at the time, Amazing, Spectacular, and Web of, were all two issues of each were dedicated to this story, because the editor of Spider-Man at the time thought this story would hit a lot more harder if the fans actually believed that Spider-Man died. So this will be the one storyline that all of Spider-Man has been focusing on, and so it's believed that Peter is dead. Kraven killed him, but then there's this man walking around. He looks like Peter because he has the black suit on. The black suit in this case is not the symbiote, because that wouldn't come until next year. But he has the black suit on, but he's more muscly bound. He's standing over a grave. Oh my God! It's Kraven.
So there's two black suits.
Yes. Kraven constructed his own black suit because he, in his words, in order to become the Spider, he must peel the skin off of the old one and wear him. kind of like in the same regard as someone wearing a pelt of a leopard that they've slain.
That's interesting.
So the entire story shifts to Kraven the Hunter, and his like before he even got the nerve to go out and quote unquote crime fight. He started ingesting more herbs, which resulted in him trying to fight a giant spider made out of smaller spiders.
Kraven needs an intervention. What's that?
Kraven, are you okay? They're all over me. They're all over me. That's the methamphetamine kicking in, I see. Okay.
So after that mental exercise, Kraven goes out to the streets, beating everyone within an inch of their lives. Just and like Kraven is just beating up drug dealers. Well, he as the story kind of shows, he beats one enough to kill them, but the rest of them are just going to be hospitalized for months.
So he pulled a no, one more hit and I will kill you.
So while you have Bat Salt Spider-Man going around, there's a Kraven does amazing things in this story. That's why I love it. And so all that is happening. A very familiar foe is underneath the sewers, kicking off and eating women who just so happen to step underneath the wrong manhole cover. That being the Vermin, a very less known villain who was who started life when J.M. DeMatteis and Mike Zex previously worked together on his run of Captain America, in which a scientist, a genetic scientist who was working under Baron Zemo and Amonzola decided to engage with the age-old American pastime, gene splicing. See, long story short, he turned himself into a freak. Cap had a hard time beating him. It took the combined efforts of him and Spider-Man to try to beat the Vermin. And even then, they did it within an inch of their lives, because the Vermin is not only freakishly strong. He's also the Pied Piper, because he can call a bunch of rats. Well, he's the rat catcher, because he can just call a bunch of rats to come in and whisk you away.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, you get Vermin and his broken English, in which he extends every S like he's a goddamn sink.
Even though he controls rats.
And yes, and so he's lamenting that human women taste great, and that Spider-Man's a huge dick because he and Captain Flag, as he calls him, almost killed him.
Huh.
Huh.
And so
Hey guys.
So he's a mutant Cobra commander who has the abilities of rat catcher.
Yes.
Hey guys, I gotta head off to bed. Good night.
Alright, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Nay.
Hey. You too.
So while that's happening, Kraven is beating more people, and Mary Jane is sad at the fact that her newly wedded husband is not here on this raining day, providing comfort to her. Just as a rat appears, she smacks it and then she cries because she's crushed with the burden of the belief that her husband Peter might be dead out there, and she's kind of right. She's kind of wrong. Just say. So.
Is
And so,
Peter dead?
with that,
I was like, is Peter dead? Let's see.
so what do you call it? Just with that, with that said, she goes out to try to find Peter. Like, hopefully find him. And so, man, I gotta change blood, so.
Oh, okay. We'll give not a minute. I completely ignored
Alright.
I completely ignored the chat. Oh, Serena's back. Finally something more interesting. Shush.
Why you gotta hurt Changhis like that?
I want to provide some panels here. But I have to get them from the comic book. So while she's trying to find Spider-Man, she gets She gets harassed by a bunch of hooligans. Who apparently never seen red hair before. And so.
A redhead? What the hell is that color? It's red. No. Yeah, hair could be that color, man. What? That's crazy. Let's go rape her. What?
Okay. Should have told me sooner. It's like she gets saved by Kraven, who dispenses his own form of heavy duty justice.
Spider-Man's here. Just beats him up.
Changhis is already up on the ground.
Kraven I just can't stop thinking of that Robot Chicken sketch. Every time you talk about Kraven, it's just no. One more hit and I will kill you. That means I win. And for some reason.
Right here. Here's the comic panel in which it happens.
Alright, let me take a quickie.
Wait. Oh man, come on. Okay. Post it under the back room.
Yeah, the back room. Alright, let me take this. Alright, I'm gonna just actually here, let me just share a window real quick. I could do that. Do I have that? I do not have that. Shit. Let me fix that real quick. Setting up a window capture. Window capture. There we go. Add source. Alright, so we got Mary Jane being harassed, and then and Kraven's coming in, and then she just is gonna beat the shit out of him. There we go. Look at that, just Mary Jane, stop it! No, just continues. This now, I imagine this is also Kraven, again, incredibly high off of drugs.
Yes, of course.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's that. While that's happening, Kraven starts to plan his ultimate goal, capturing the one villain that Spider-Man has never managed to capture, the Vermin, of course. Because with the Vermin, he had to have Captain America on his side, but Kraven's stronger than Human Spider. And while that's happening, Peter is just going through delusions beyond the grave, which I will show now.
Oh. Peter is Peter, you're delusional. I'm not. I think Kraven's drugs are starting to have a second-hand effect on you. Oh, Peter's naked. Oh, I didn't know this was something out of Evangelion. Well, all right then. We get some fan service for the ladies, Serena.
And just a great scene is when he tells Ned that he's not alive, he's dead, and this is what happens.
Whoa! Damn. Okay, Spider-Man. Jeez, that's dark.
Dark.
Very dark.
And it is.
Indeed.
Serena wants to say more.
Serena wants to... God damn it, Serena. Let me see. Oh, damn it! I closed the windows. Here we go. You get to see Ned dying horrifically at first, but then here's naked Peter.
And of course, this is my favorite scene. These are two of my favorite scenes of the book.
All right.
Peter imagines himself as a tiny spider crawling along a pipe. Predators tried to kill him, and then
my worst nightmare. Spider-Man.
This happens.
Pretty cool.
I think
Actual spiders. No.
I think your worst nightmare would be us strapping you to a chair, Clockwork Orange style, and forcing you to watch Eight-Legged Freaks.
I don't know what that movie is. I don't want to.
for you anyway.
And then,
Alright.
there's this scene as the spider is dying. Peter comes crashing out of it like some sort of strange representation of birth.
I think I'd rather watch Evangelion now. This is...
I guess I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was watching Manga Carmen and he said he implied you wouldn't show your friend eight-legged freaks if they were scared of spiders if you want to be a good friend. And I had to find out what that movie was because of you.
Huh.
I knew you'd hate it, so I had to find it.
Well, you could torture me another time.
I just wanted you to know it exists.
So... Yeah, it's
A bunch. Yeah.
Oh, here's eight-legged freaks. What the fuck is... No! No! Just
It's a monster movie that is a tribute to B50s B movies.
Huh.
So
Serena says, damn, Peter's ripped. I mean, how else is he gonna do all those acrobatic tricks and stuff? He's gotta have some muscle on those bones.
The armor he got from Iron Man.
Well... Let's just be glad Ninjato's not here to hear that.
Peter, while that's happening, Mary Jane finds solace in one of the editors of the Daily Bugle, Joe Robertson. But she can't tell him that Peter is Spider-Man. She has to keep the identity a secret. She's sad because potentially he might be dead, and she wouldn't know. And so that results in Peter finding. So Peter goes to Kraven's mansion, breaks in, wanting to know what Kraven is. Seeing that not only is Kraven beating up people in his name, but the vermin is going around eating women.
Ah, awesome.
May I inform you that Peter has been tranquilized and sleeping for 2 weeks.
Huh. That's one hell of
So this is all happening. Yes, it is. So after not finding Kraven, Peter then goes back to his apartment where Mary Jane is on the verge of losing hope, and then Peter comes, and then you just get this wonderful scene where she throws the, I think this is the radio, and it's caught by a spider web, and then
alright, here we go. There's Peter. Mary Jane again.
And then you get this scene where only one word is ever uttered, and you can kind of know where things go from there.
Peter! Oh. Let's do it in the rain! Oh no, never mind. They're indoors. I thought they were outdoors because Peter's wet. So it's like, oh Peter, you're alive. Let's do it in the cold, wet rain. You got it, babe. Peter, yeah, ever since last night, I've had this terrible cold. I think I have pneumonia. Was it pneumonia? Pneumonia? I don't know how to pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Ammonia. Yeah. So it's like after what he did, after that activity he did with Mary Jane, he realized that he has to go out there because Kraven is still using his name, and you can't take that, and so
damn it, Kraven! Identity theft is a serious matter.
And then of course, and as Mary Jane tries to talk him down, you get this really touching scene that is another one of my favorites of the book. Alright,
here we go. Yeah.
The last thing he says. The last thing he says to Mary Jane as he's going as he shows affection to her, that really cementing the point that Kraven doesn't understand Spider-Man like he does. That Spider-Man is more than just the mask that he hides under. So
that's nice.
The mansion once more to find Kraven there. And right here, this panel, I just want to point to this really quick. This is a really great example of Mike Zeck's art. It's just he can convey Kraven's emotions so well through just 3 panels.
It's like, yeah, hell yeah! Oh shit. That's great. Just like it's like, fuck. He's here.
So he with this all said and done, with Peter finally reaching up to Kraven, Kraven sheds the suit he's been wearing for 2 weeks, probably unwashed. Knowing Kraven. And he comes down to the basement where Kraven has captured the vermin after beating him within an inch of his life, and it put him in an electrified cage. The vermin is a very simple-minded creature, so he believes that Spider-Man captured him, even though the Spider-Man that he's looking at looks a lot shorter and less, and a bit less muscly than the Spider-Man that almost killed him.
Spider-Man, you captured me. No, that was part 1 Spider-Man. I'm part 5 Spider-Man.
So Kraven decides to release. Kraven tells Spider-Man that he's won. He's proven that he is better Spider-Man than he will ever, than he will ever be. He is just some fool in a mask, and then he unleashes the vermin to go and fight with Peter. Now, while that fight is happening, he kind of realized that Peter, who tries his best not to try to seriously harm the vermin, soon realizes that the spider was a metaphor for the ill, like the not only a villain that he had to. Not only the foe he had to conquer, but a trial. As a trial that he states that a lot of a lot of civilizations, failed civilizations like Russia and the United States, have gone through and failed. Where he realizes that in his mind he thinks he is a better Spider-Man than Peter Parker ever thinks he was. But he realizes he will never be a better man than who the foe he's always chased after under the mask is. With this said, the vermin not only gets away, but a very injured Peter stumbles over to try to go and capture him, as Kraven helps him up and guides him towards a window, saying that he knows that Vermin is the one that he's really after, and that he understands this now. And Peter asks, "What will be left? What would you do after this? I can't just let you go." He tells him, "My hunting days are over." And as Peter catches up with the vermin, finally taking him out of his comfort zone of the deep dark sewers into the bright day of the bright New York day, which New York is always goddamn freezing. So I imagine the vermin is just constantly in agony.
Wow.
It's just
Even in the summer.
it's just as Peter pulls him up, police.
I was just asking, is it cold even in the summer?
Summer we get heat, and then right around the time fall hits, the cold hits you like a motherfucker.
Ah, New York sounds lovely.
Summer might as well not happen in New York, you know.
Ah,
I mean, it's not as cold as Minnesota, but still. Hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
yeah, we're still here. Can you hear us? Not.
Hello.
I think there might be a delay. Not. Can you hear us? Well, we're gonna wait for Not real quick. Yeah, so far, damn, that's an interesting story going on there, Peter Parker. I like Spider-Man. Everyone likes Spider-Man.
All right. And so Peter gets the vermin out of day onto the sidewalk. As the day rises, the police is surrounding the vermin. The police surrounding the vermin. Surrounding the vermin, because he has been labeled the cannibal killer, as the police is trying to call him, and Peter, even as he wrangles up the vermin and he hands him over to the police, he never once reacts in anger to the vermin or belittles him. He simply calms him down and tells him that he's going to go contact a good man who will help him. Reed Richards. He's going to give him all the help he needs.
Richards!
Richards! And Spider-Man swings off as the police wonder aloud that it's surprising how much Kraven, besmirched his good name, and he still has the energy to come and defeat the vermin. But Peter wonders aloud, wait, how do they know that Kraven was me? And it's like hours earlier, Kraven lamenting the fact that his mother was called mad by the world that she escaped to. Wonders if he too is mad. And with one bullet, he ends his life.
Whoa.
And the police find his body already in a coffin, with all the evidence that he was the one framing Spider-Man right next to it, right next to the casket.
Huh.
I gotta head out.
Oh, okay, SGD.
Have a good night, HGD.
Have a good night.
And the book ends with Mary Jane and Peter reunited, as the final line is uttered that Peter truly is home. That's it.
That's it. Wow.
My love for this story really just comes down to the fact that Peter Parker is, at the end of the day, he is Peter Parker. He is not some kind of parody created by, some edgy hack writer to simulate something of realism. He's with all of his amazing spider powers and all of his amazing friends, deep down inside, he is he's a gentle, kind individual who was shaped by the many deaths he had around his life. Something that Kraven sadly has never learned in his life. And it's a great story. Like I said before, I recommend it highly. It's very well known for J.M. DeMatteis, who will go on to create who will go on to write one of the best runs of his career, Justice League International.
Oh.
Which he used a lot of the book contains some scenes of humor, which later kind of shows off what he could do with a team book like JLI, and but in the end, it's off the books and in the record. I thank you for this time.
Wow, that was... Damn. That was, I haven't read it, but, like, that was pretty... Ooh. Wow. And Kraven just ends his life, like, damn. Just... Wow. That's all I can say, just... Wow.
It stayed that way. So the book came out in '87, and it stayed that way. Kraven's death became a permanent fixture of Spider-Man until around 2009, where they brought him back for some reason. I don't know why. But just that was the end of Kraven for a long time.
Wow. Damn. I'm actually at a loss of words. That's just... Damn. That's metal. Yeah, I just... Wow. Damn. I don't know what else to say. I don't think anything we've covered here can really top that. That's just... Wow. Damn. I'm gonna check this. I'll fucking check this book out. This is. If there's a Spider-Man story that I'd read, that's. Wow. Damn.
Off to more lighter topics. You can finally go, Nick, for after I chewed off your ear.
Alright, so we can now move to Xeno-Nick's topic, which is completely unrelated to everything we've talked about previously.
Yes. Give me a moment. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Ah. Okay then. It's just the two of us then. We have outrun the Aussie, apparently. Which, that's interesting. If this is his... Okay, so if this is his hip... Let me just put these together real quick. Just let me... How... Oh my god, his legs are thick. Ooh. Okay, so if... With that said... Let me... Okay, put this Sasabi...
So,
Wow, that's a big boy.
so one of the reasons why the Sazabi in general is a very big boy, is because a lot of it has to do a lot with the Saikamu.
Wait, Char's a new type?
Yes.
Oh. I didn't know that. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet in the original Gundam we're watching. Is that something that comes up in, like, Zeta?
It's something that comes up in the original towards the end, where Char, like, kind of the funny thing about a lot of Char as a new type is, a lot of Char as a new type is that he is considerably a lot weaker than a lot of other new types, and that's kind of because he never really grew. Like, he never really grew because he was very distant from a lot of people, and for a new type is someone who grows more and more, who fully awakens through the people he interacts with and empathizes with. And so only Lila, which is an interesting thing. And so towards the end of the show, Char is gifted the Zeong by Cassilia, who Cassilia finally knows that Char Azazel all this time was Hasful Dem Daikun. A good childhood friend, because once a time ago, this is the zombies and the Xeon Daikuns were good friends until their father poisoned Char's father. And so Char went on his tour of revenge to kill every last one of their damn family.
Right.
And so he gets gifted the Zeong, mainly because Cassilia knows that he is a new type, who has some latent abilities, and mainly because she knew that because the Zeong was kind of not complete, like not as complete as it could have been. It potentially might kill Char, which allows her to destroy both Char and the Gundam pilot. Killing two birds with one stone. And so, yeah, it was like the first ever Saikamu weapon that Char pilots is Xeno. Well, one that he fights at great length with Amuro with, to the point that they actually do, like, it's so evenly matched with the Gundam that it knocks out, it takes down the head, which without cameras Amuro can't see. And so it engages with so Amuro has to do a maneuver, which at this point the Zeong is so heavily damaged that it's only a head. Whereupon what do you call it? Amuro has the Gundam march forward and destroy. Has the Gundam march forward towards a long tunnel in order to destroy the Zeong. The last remnants of the Zeong in a moment that a lot of as lovingly referred to as the final shooting. The final shot that the RX-78 ever makes, as it's destroyed. And like Char as a new type is never advanced. Like kind of the funny thing about Char as a new type is once he encountered another new type in Camille, he didn't know it was Camille. Like when he sensed him, he thought it was either Amuro or Lila.
Huh.
It's like at that point, even with 7 years has passed, he has been such low, like he has never developed any part of his new type abilities that he cannot tell the difference between two other new types to a new type he has seen to a new type he hasn't seen. And throughout Zeta, it's a means like throughout Zeta, Char. Throughout Zeta, Char, because he is such buddy with Camille. Camille is his little buddy, little autistic buddy. He starts to gain a lot more of a.
Is he as autistic enough for a super predator to want to hunt him down to take autism?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, he's sidekick, so that's gotta say something there.
Oh, so there's actually legitimate reason for him to hunt this autistic kid this time. No, I'm still not bitter over the predator. Why do you ask?
One thing I do want to mention really quick before we move on to next topic. So at the end of Zeta, I don't think spoilers care because a story is still good, even though. Yeah, the story is still good, even if you know what the end is.
Plus, we already know that Char does a counterattack.
Yeah, that is true. Yes. Char upon the final battle where the Titans decide to destroy almost threaten the world with a giant space laser. Like a lot of the AU gets killed off. Lieutenant Emma, the sub commander, like everyone. And then Camille, he's rendered a fucking vegetable by a prick who can't handle a feminist prick who can't handle losing. And then one thing that the show never goes into, but a lot of the video games and the books do, Char, who is presumed to be missing in action because of his fight with Hamam, he gets out of his damaged mobile suit, and he scans the battlefield. He scans the battlefield one more time, realizing that all of his friends, his family, the family that he's called them, has all died for the sake of this pointless war. And then he finally spots one sense he spots out of the myriad of the others is Camille. And it's like he knows that it's Camille, but he realizes that deep down inside, Camille's not like Camille. His brainwave activity is different. It's like he's not actually thinking. And that's the reason why he started his counterattack, is because his little autistic buddy got into a comatose because of the earth threat.
That's just a great.
Okay, before I move on my talk, Vic, I gotta say this: Yandere Dev is finally releasing the game.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. No way.
But like, he's so close to finishing it now.
No, I call bullshit on that. There is no way he is finishing that game.
How much you want to bet? What you want to bet? Really quick, how much do you want to bet he's releasing a bugged piece of shit?
Well, what's funny is that he's actually like playtesting for bugs.
What?
It's a video in Mecha's server.
Hold on.
It's like, man.
Where's my phone? Excuse me.
2021 sure is a great realm of miracles. If
Yandere Simulator Development Blog, September 1st progress report. I finished the 10th rival. After that, I started working on the ending sequence. It was finished about 1 week ago. Since then, I've been searching for bugs, fixing anything that looks janky, and adding a final coat of polish to the update to prepare it for release. As part of testing, I've successfully completed multiple full playthroughs of Yandere Simulator from beginning to the end. I wasn't close to my mic when I was speaking. Hold on.
I heard it.
Oh, really? It wasn't picking up on Streamlabs.
Weird.
Well, because Discord automatically has this things where it can balance
I
it.
guess if Discord, maybe in Discord I can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Okay.
The 10 Rivals update is basically complete. There's only about 1 or 2 days worth of work until it is 100% finished. I anticipate I'll be able to begin working on the announcement video very soon. I'm so eager to finally release this update. Holy shit! Yandere Simulator is gonna become real? Well,
I did it? He did it. He did it.
He did it! Wow. Oh, Personified Personas enjoying Dyna Xenon. Yes, watch Dyna Xenon.
it's just
Wow.
should
Damn,
we hear?
This is 2021. Got some rough times going on this year, but I guess there are some gems. And apparently Yandere Simulator is gonna happen. Okay. I just turned into a Tim Allen grunt. Just. Okay. Wow.
stream highlight. Yandere Dev is actually doing it this time.
I still gotta work on I'm still working on that stream highlight from the Transformers stream, where we talk about adaptations and stuff. And then after that, I'll probably do a short one with reacting to Yandere Simulator. Also, the waist for the Sasabi is pretty much done. Just do these hip skirts, and that'll be it. And look at the size of this. I mean, keep in mind my hands are a little small, but oh, you guys can't see. Damn it! Hold on. Let me share. Why can't I show OBS? Here, I'll just share the entire screen. There we go. If you can see it in that tiny camera. Look how big this is. My hands are tiny, but it's like its stance is taking up like the entire hand. Like this is. I think this is gonna be
Wow.
like. I think this is like leader class size. Like wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a topic.
Yes, we do. We had a topic to talk about.
Okay, so I want to cover Adult Swim, and that is because 2 days ago it had its 20th anniversary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 20 years ago, Adult Swim came onto the air, and basically, it's basically the whole block started because, like, care to say what you said? Because I don't want to steal your joke.
Okay, so basically, the dream that Adult Swim was propped up on was based upon the idea of hey, you know, there's a bunch of Hanna-Barbera properties here that are not being used. You want to do something with them?
And that's how we got Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yes, I love Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
And through that, we got Sea Lab 2021, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Oh my god, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. We got, like...
Aqua Teen Hunger
like,
Force came from Space Ghost.
Yeah!
Yeah. And the Brack Show.
And the Brack Show, yes. And there was a block called Cartoon Planet that happened with Space Ghost. Although it was mostly hosted by Brack near the end.
But you're supposed to be dead. Yeah, and you're supposed to be fishing. You're supposed to be fishing, and for your chicken, you. Damn it, I don't remember. Like it was like you chicken nobody. Get out of my seat.
It was funny because thanks to Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like that was like for a while like the mascot of the channel, because the Cartoon Plant block was just was hosted by the Cartoon Plant version, the Space Ghost Coast to Coast versions of the characters. Fun fact: Brack wasn't an idiot in the original Space Ghost.
Huh.
He was actually quite intelligent. They actually explained that at that one time during a fight, it was like when he got punched to a black hole that caused him to have mental retardation. That caused him to be mentally retarded.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it's also thanks to Space Ghost Coast to Coast. We through Moltar, we got Toonami.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Moltar hosted.
Moltar was the first host.
That's right.
Oh. I'm sad now because C. Martin Kraven is no longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. God, Moltar had such a... I can't do Moltar. His tone of his voice is too deep for my range.
Beefaroni.
Beefaroni.
Be the Getty!
But
but it's not just about. But this isn't about just Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It's like all of Adult Swim, because through Adult Swim we got like a shitload of shows. Because like you got the Brack Show. Home movies actually aired on a different channel initially, but then it was picked up through Adult Swim, and that's where it became popular enough that it's mostly considered an Adult Swim show.
huh.
Yeah. C-Lab 2021. What we should do before 2021 ends, we should just watch all of C-Lab 2021.
That would be great.
Yes. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Which,
Yes.
great. Because it's just like fucking Fred Flintstone is a fucking mob boss. What else can you love? But like, Aqua Teen and Hunger Force. The Venture Brothers. The Boondocks.
Yes, the Boondocks.
Moral Oral. Metalocalypse. Tim and Eric. Which,
Yeah.
funny enough, despite being a Cartoon Network block, it's actually run like by its, like as if it's its own channel, and that's why we got some live action stuff.
Ah.
Xavier Renegade Angel.
Yes.
Super Jail.
Yeah, I like me some Super Joe.
Yeah, Robot Chickens, Squid Billies.
Squidbillies has his moments.
Yeah. Children's Hospital, China, Illinois, Black Dynamite. Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Yeah.
Come on, Marcus.
Come on, Marcus.
Got Black Jesus.
Black cheese.
It's actually pretty good.
Huh.
Ballmasters 9009.
Ballmaster.
It's a great show. It's basically just one giant love letter to anime.
Oh, that's right. You showed me a bit. You showed me some
Yeah.
images of that.
And Primal.
Oh, that's right. Prime. I still haven't seen that yet.
It's great.
I've
It is
heard-
great.
Well, it's
What's
Gandhi
amazing?
Tarkovsky. Of course, it's
Yes!
gonna be great.
Fun fact: it's probably one of the very, very few, if not the only, Adult Swim show that's actually not a comedy.
Huh.
Yeah. But like, no, go ahead. I'll let you say something first.
I was just gonna say, Adult Swim had set that precedent because I think. Were you gonna list more shows? Because I don't want to say what I have to say before you done with your.
I mean, there was obviously more, but like, I felt like I said the ones that like everyone would know at least.
All right, so it's like, it's like the precedent. This precedent was kind of set by the fact that Adult Swim was allowed to be experimental.
Yeah.
It was.
I was actually about to bring that up. It's actually one of the best things about Adult Swim is that it's experimental. Wow, I forgot to mention Rick and Morty.
Well,
Probably their most popular show.
I mean, everyone knows about Rick and Morty.
But like, it is an Adult Swim show, so
Yeah. For better or worse. That's really all you can say about Rick and Morty. It's an Adult Swim show for better or worse.
Probably the most controversial show.
It doesn't have to be controversial.
Well, I mean in the sense that, like, I say controversial in the sense, like, there's always it's very mixed because of how,
yeah,
like, it's a controversial in the same way, I don't want to say the Sonic fandom, because I feel like that'd be insulting Rick and Morty.
Like, Rick and Morty is very controversial because, I won't go fully into it, but it's just the fact that it's kind of forced itself to be the channel's new mascot irks me.
Yeah. I still maintain it to be Aqua Teen.
Aqua Teen.
Right. You. See, that joke about reading Adult Swim went somewhere.
Hey, I don't know. I kind of created you from my, the hairs on my feet. Hey, I got.
Oh no way! I have those too. You're not the only person who got those.
Hey, we got like.
I got a friend for you.
Hand banana now. Spaghetti, please. I'm your father. Serena says, my childhood, it's on HBO Max, C-Lab 2021. Huh. Well, I mean, doesn't HBO Max have like a bunch of Adult Swim shows?
Yeah, it's like the streaming service for Adult Swim.
Ah.
If you all watch Adult Swim shows.
I've actually been ignoring the chat for a bit. Gonna ignore all the stuff about Serena complaining about Gundam. I like Gundam. Then, how long has this game been in development? Yandere Simulator? Ah, man, I don't know. It's been...
I know I was back in high school when... You wanna know what it is? Markiplier still wore glasses.
Yes!
When that came out.
Yes, Markiplier still wore glasses. What took him so long? I don't know. No one knows. No.
There's a whole, I think, like a meta documentary on it, maybe?
Jeez.
It's possible.
Of course there's gonna be a...
At least a video essay. At least a video essay.
Most likely a video essay. That's... Ooh. But... Yeah, so, Rick and Morty, for better or worse, it's on Adult Swim. Take it as you will.
But like, it's like very experimental. Like, cause like it's like everyone, obviously complains about like all like Cal Arts and stuff like that. You won't see that on Adult Swim because no two shows are alike.
Right.
At least the original stuff. I'll get into syndicated stuff in a moment.
Like Rick and Morty?
No, but like, there's like, man, just like a lot of like a lot of great stuff came from Adult Swim. Like Metalocalypse and Venture Brothers, Aqua Teen.
Oh man, he's stuck in there pretty good. You have to put him down with a shrink turn.
Poor little guy. It was just this close to getting his wings too. But like, this is obviously like a channel that obviously likes to have fun. like they on April Fool's Day they always do something crazy. It started with 2004. In 2004, all of the regularly scheduled episodes were aired with random mustaches drawn on the characters. However, the next night the episodes were aired again, this time without the random mustaches. 2005, Adult Swim aired an early unfinished version of the Squidbillies pilot instead of Robot Chicken. Right after the rough cut, it was announced that the animated series would premiere later in October 2005. In 2006, Adult Swim aired old reruns of Mr. T and Karate Commandos, and aired episodes of Full Metal Alchemist and Ghost in the Shell standalone complex with fart noise as to the dialogue. On March 31st, 2007, Adult Swim aired every episode of Perfect Hair Forever in reverse order. The episodes were digitally degraded to look like several generations old videotapes with grammatically incorrect subtitles in English. At one point, subtitles were shown on the screen were actually for an Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode. In 2007, Adult Swim had been advertising that would be airing Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie, film for theaters in its entirety on April Fool's Day. Technically, they made good on their promise by showing the first 2 minutes, which had long been available on the movie's website, full screen, and the entire rest of the film in very small picture-in-picture window with its sound played over SAP during normal programming. The heavily and it was muted, and there's every time once in a while a little pop-up showing the movie being promoted will show up to disrupt watching watching your show like this.
Hold on, let me.
The episode would still play, but there's just a picture of Shake or Meatwad showing up. And Adult Swim aired in 2008 unfinished sneak peeks, pilots, and stealth premieres of feature upcoming shows in place of its regularly scheduled programming, featuring Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet, The Venture Brothers, Delocated, Super Jail, Young Person's Guide to History, Metalocalypse, Robot Chicken, and Moral Oral. Which is... Let me talk about Moral Oral for a second. It was a show where it's just a kid learning a lesson, but always
the wrong lesson.
Yes. Don't waste your fluids or drinks and meals and stuff. So Oral thinks, because I pee, I'm wasting it, so maybe I should recycle it by drinking it. And I ends up learning something, basically is told by his dad, that he shouldn't be drinking his pee, not because, you're drinking pee, but because pee is sin and stuff like that.
Oh.
That changed with the season 2 finale, where things got dark.
Yeah, Moral Oral.
I highly recommend watching a couple normal episodes first before watching the 2-part episode Nature.
Yeah.
After Nature, they saw how Adult Swim executives were like, "Wow, we love this. We want. We're gonna make you have another season. We want you to do it exactly do dark. We like it that way."
They went too dark.
They showed them season 3 episode 4 called Alone. After the execs saw it, you're canceled. and we're also also 26 episodes. No, you only get a couple. You only get like half that. So yeah. They were kind of given what be careful what you wish for. In 2009, Adult Swim aired The Room.
The Room.
Yes, the sex scenes were obscured with black boxes, and they actually aired. It was followed by the Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job episode Tommy, which featured Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, that's fantastic.
In 2010, Adult Swim re-aired The Room for a second year, with bumps featuring Tommy Wiseau being interviewed on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Sex scenes remained censored, but the parental rating was raised to TVMA.
Hi,
2011. The Room was aired once again, with the TVMA rating and followed by a 15-minute special titled Earth Ghost, a CGI version of the Lowy Country pilot shown in Adult Swim video 2007. In 2012, there was an opening sequence for The Room, which immediately got switched to Toonami host Tom, noting that it was an April Fool's Day prank, before introducing this week's scheduled episode of Bleach. Toonami was back after being canceled in 2007.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is funny because I could bring this up now. Adult Swim also aired anime, but whereas Toonami showed like the more kid-friendly stuff, well, the censored versions of Naruto and One Piece, they got Bobo. We gotta watch that. And some episodes of Hamtaro, I think that was still airing at the time.
Hamtaro.
But basically, like, Adult Swim would air the more gritty anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
let me bring up some of the starting lineups of
alright.
The Adult Swim action block, as they like to call it.
Alright.
Because even though it was showing anime, it was kind of geared towards the idea of, well, this is animation and it's action focused animation. So shown some of the first things was Yu Yu Hakusho, which was a staple for Toonami, but it was heavily censored.
Yep.
What do you call it? Cowboy Bebop, of course. The show, the block that the show that made the block famous, and vice versa. And
yep.
And Gundam 0083. What do you call it? Pilot Candidate, which less said about that, the better.
Oh.
And I think I could be wrong, but I think they showed uncensored versions of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wait. For the Toonami block or Adult Swim?
For Adult Swim, because I know for Toonami they had to be heavily censored.
No. I don't think for Adult Swim that they aired Dragon Ball. I think they definitely waited till until Toonami came back.
Okay, I see. It just maybe it was always just a Toonami fixture, and I just conflated it the two. Absence. And another series that wasn't anime called Rain, that looked like it was animated by the same team behind Aeon Flux. And soon after a lot of shows would come out that becomes staples of the block. I think Tekko Man Blade was a show that appeared on Adult Swim before it was moved on to Toonami. Of course, famously, Toonami showed Outlaw Star, which was better received onto Adult Swim. And of course, Adult Swim is very well known for hosting Neon Genesis Evangelion, when Toonami showed the first two episodes uncensored on normal daytime television.
Yeah, I don't think people are gonna... Oh man, if they showed End of Evangelion on normal daytime television. Hey kids! Yeah, you wanna watch End of Evangelion? No, too bad, here you go! This is dark, exactly.
Just to end it up really quick, anime was a huge staple of Adult Swim programming. So much so that Adult Swim made a lot of anime that was considered lukewarm in Japan, blockbusters over here in the West.
Yeah, in fact, I was gonna say, I think Adult Swim was actually one of the there was definitely a few reasons why Toonami got canceled, because they were just showing better anime, or at least there was more people watched that anime more than they did the ones on Toonami. And they were like, I mean, we're already having 2 anime blocks. Let's just get rid of the one that's been around longer. I mean,
the one not doing as well.
Yeah. And so, and what's and on that, they aired on that April 1st, 2012. Fun fact: I was feeling sick that day. So I decided to hit the bed early. I wake up at night. I left it on Cartoon Network. I open my eyes and I see Dragon Ball Z. Now, keep in mind that I'm like, what the fuck? Because I knew Dragon Ball has not aired for years. And then I see Tom and I'm like, holy shit. I woke up to Toonami.
Mom!
Mom,
wake up! What is it? Toonami's back! What the fuck? Why'd you say so?
Scoot over! I'm watching this. Yeah, I was terrorized by Megatron for a year. So they aired Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Tenchi Muyo, Outlaw Star, The Big O, Yu Hakusho, and Blue Submarine #6, Trigun, the original Astro Boy and Gigantor, and Tom even presented a review of Mass Effect 3, which again, that was a new thing. We haven't seen anything new from Toonami. And that was actually that that entire block, while also being April Fool's Day prank, was also to gauge responses to see if anyone wanted Toonami back. And that's why we now have Toonami again. Though not as great as it was in the past. And what's funny is that it even replaced the Adult Swim action block, because it became the Adult Swim action block.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed Dragon Ball, but like other than that, it was like, we got like new anime coming out, like One Punch Man, My Hero, all that. That was where it aired. And we even got some original stuff like Space Dandy.
Oh yeah, Space Dandy.
It was marketed as the anime that was to be released in America first.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because Kenichiro Watanabe, after Samurai Champloo, you know, because Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo both did well more in the States than they did in Japan. And so he decided, okay, let me cut the bullshit. I love American culture. The Japanese will never understand my love of American culture. So I'm just going to appeal to the Americans first.
And it was on Toonami where we got the return after many years of cancellation, Samurai Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, it brought back Samurai Jack. And despite being like more violent, it was still like the same feel of Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Ending is debatable, but like otherwise, but like we at least had it back.
The ending is debatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey. Okay, guys. You know how like in Gurren Lagann, the girl just dies or disappears? Yeah. Just do that.
So there's that. I just took a sip. I gotta finish this statement before I go grab something, and I'll be back. In the new Samurai Jack video game, there's if you do 100% completion, there's actually an alternate ending where Samurai Jack is sitting, Jack is like sitting by the tree at like the very end of the show, but you see Ashi right next to him.
Oh.
Yeah, somehow she survived.
In your face, time travel.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Another big thing to mention is of course with the other anime that Adult Swim made popular, because it's like because they appealed more to Western viewers than they did Eastern. Big O getting a season 2 was wholly responsible to Adult Swim. Because the first season didn't do well in Japan, but of course the first season over here did amazing. And that's why we got a season 2, which was not advertised as well. And so that's why we kind of left the show on a cliffhanger. But
I'm back. What were we talking about?
We're talking about how Adult Swim's responsible for season 2 of Big O.
Yeah. Because the first season was not as popular in Japan, but it was extremely popular in the States. Adult Swim helped use their money, use some of their money to help finance Madhouse to develop a second season, which was great. But then Turner didn't want to promote that second season, and that's how we ended up with the cliffhanger.
I still haven't seen.
Big O's great. It's a noir. Imagine all the best people who did the animation for Batman, the animated series, doing a noir, in which Steve Blum plays a character who isn't Spike Spiegel, who magically summons a giant robot with his watch to help him fight the kaiju. Kaiju and other giant robots in a town that all collectively lost their memories.
Okay.
Yeah. And one thing I would add is we're still seeing this today, with Adult Swim influencing a lot of Japanese products. The whole reason why we're getting an adaptation of Uzumaki is because Adult Swim paid Production IG to make an adaptation, something that no studio wanted to touch.
Yeah. And knowing what Uzumaki is, I'm pretty sure they felt like if we do this, I feel like our spirits will be cursed.
Okay.
Oh man, Junji Ito. Before I continue on with the Adult Swim talk, I gotta find this one image that I thought was hilarious. Because it describes these two so well.
Ito is it's amazing. Junji Ito is known for creating such twisted imagery. Yet you meet him and he's such a sweetheart.
Man, he's such a nice person. Why would he create something like this?
The man who gives Guillermo del Toro night terrors is a really swell guy.
You know what's funny? Whenever someone mentions Guillermo del Toro, I don't think they'll probably you'd probably think like Pacific Rim, Hellboy, Labyrinth, Shape of Water. What I think is the fact they played Pappy McPoyle. Marty McPoyle's back from my lines! My lines! When the baby's trying to eat, I eat them first! I eat them first! Yeah, this, I love this image.
Alright, let me look at it real quick. Alright. Hold on, I gotta share the window. Junito's work. Junito. Hayao Miyazaki's work. Hayao Miyazaki.
I mean, look at Junji Ito!
He's so happy, Miyazaki. Oh, Miyazaki, you okay, buddy?
I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself.
I know.
Miyazaki, you okay?
Anime was a mistake.
Yeah, he's fine.
I was going somewhere. Oh yeah.
Has something to do with
So, like-
Toonami.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. Thanks to Adult Swim, we got Toonami again, and back to the April Fool's Day pranks. Just so I can get this done, so I can get to the other topics of it. In 2003, Adult Swim featured images of cats throughout much of its programming. All the bumps contained videos and images of cats, while the episodes of the live-action shows aired that night had cat faces covering up the faces of the actors. The Adult Swim logo was replaced with Meow Meow. Adult Swim premiered in 2014, an 8th episode of Perfect Hair Forever, 7 years after following the series finale. It was followed by an unannounced Space Ghost Coast to Coast marathon featuring creator-chosen episodes, including the full version of Fire Ant, which had rarely been aired on TV. During the marathon, bumps were included between the episodes showing outtakes and commentary from the writers and staff. The entire stunt was replayed all day the following day without advertisements on the Adult Swim website.
Fire Ant.
In 2015, Adult Swim aired a selected marathon of Aqua Teen Hunger Force with superimposed coins on the screen. That was a version of the Coin Hunt game from AdultSwim.com's streaming show, Fish Center, in which the main characters of the show collected points by hovering over the coins during the episodes, which were counted and tabulated throughout the night. The stunt was paired with a 6-hour-long live broadcast of Fish Center, streaming from midnight till 6 a.m. Eastern Time on the Adult Swim website. The live all-nighter featured special guests Trixie Mattel, Zach White, a guitar music performance, and several confused call-ins. Several confused call-ins.
I'm still thinking about Fire Ant, too. Ah! That Fire Ant bit me! I'm gonna follow it home. Kill all of its family.
In 2016, advertisements were shown for the April Fool's Day, a broadcast recapping the 12 years of history of pranks and hyping up that year's prank. When midnight did occur, regular programming played, with the implication being that the prank for 2016 was that there was no prank. On the broadcast night of March 31st, 2017, all the regularly scheduled episodes after midnight had a weird audio mix, including added laugh tracks, Seinfeld stings, robotic and pitch-shifted filters added to particular voices, various sound effects, and alternate musical pieces. On April 1st, 2017, in a rare double prank, the evening portion of Adult Swim was replaced with the unannounced Rick and Morty Season 3 premiered. The episode The Rick Shank Redemption aired repeatedly from 8 p.m. until midnight on TV, shortening Toonami in the process and preempting premieres of Samurai Jack and Dragon Ball Super. And it was also streaming on a loop on the AdultSwim.com streams all night. The bumps include new commissioned indents related to Rick and Morty and announcement promos of upcoming shows and seasons. The premiere was aired repeatedly on Adult Swim for the following week, airing at 10 p.m. and repeating later at the night every night until April 7th. That date's familiar to me for some reason. Thanks to that premiere, we got people harassing McDonald's employees.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. All for some fucking extinct dipping sauce for your chicken McNuggets.
Well, and they then brought it back, but
in limited amounts at limited
so
stores.
limited that they were shocked with how many people they didn't expect this many. They only had 10 packets at each of the participating stores, so they were like, "What the fuck. And they had to bring it back again for a longer time as like a special sauce. It's like a limited edition kind. On March 31st, 2018, Toonami stealth premiered the first episode of Fooly Cooly Alternative at midnight. The show's third season, even as the second season had not been aired yet, albeit in Japanese with English subtitles, breaking Toonami's policy of only playing dubbed anime. Following Fooly Cooly, a 2004 film Mind Game directed by Masaki Yuasa was played. Most of Toonami's scheduled programming Yusa was played. Scheduled programming: JoJo, Stardust Crusaders, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell were pushed back to 2:45 a.m. after the film and aired subbed instead of dubbed. The short Scavengers finished off the block at 5:45. The block aired special bumpers with Tom and Sarah and a game review of Nier Automata, all dubbed to Japanese with English subtitles and pink colors instead of the usual green. The Adult Swim logo was changed to Japanese, affecting both bumps and the channel bug. Block runner Jason DeMarco confirmed to her that all original programming was affected by the English subtitled joke after Mind Game would air the same episode dubbed the following week. I gotta. This was the bumper. Or at least this was like the watermark.
Don't to the swim!
Don't to swim!
Bruce, why are you just sitting there watching cartoon? It's a Dr. Swim alcohol outfit. Oh, why didn't you say so? I love the Dr. Swimmer.
On April in 2018, in yet another rare double prank, Adult Swim aired normally until 11 p.m. when it started airing an animated parody of a Rick and Morty called Bush World Adventures, created by Michael R. Cusack.
Oh, Bush World.
It features Rick and Morty in Australia going on wild adventures in the green cube that was left at Bendigo. It looped 3 more times until midnight, preempting Rick and Morty and 2 Mike Tyson and Mysteries reruns in the process. All of Adult Swim's nature-themed bumpers that aired throughout the half-hour were all Australian-themed. This special short was also simulcast on a loop in a marathon stream on AdultSwim.com all night. In 2019, regular programming was replaced, began at midnight, with the debut of, I cannot pronounce that, Gizmuzeto Machu Picchu, an anime parody that aired until 5:45 a.m. when the episode of Off the Air played as a buffer between it and Cartoon Network's Sign On at 6 a.m. It was simulcast both on TV and Adult Swim's online live stream, with Off the Air run being replaced with a live Q&A career Mike's Salmonet on the live stream. The special was simulcast on Action in Canada as its second to last program ever, with an episode of NTSF SD SUV airing as the last program at 5:45, directly leading to the official launch of the new 24/7 Adult Swim network in Canada 6 hours later. Damn it, Canada!
Canada. Ugh.
In 2020, Adult Swim aired a night of sneak peek programming posted by Post Malone and later on Sway Lee. The prank started with the intro for a sequel to 2019's prank, Gizmuzeto Machu Picchu, for being interrupted midway by Malone, leading to in the actual programming for the night. Shows airing stealth premieres that night included Primal, Dream Court LLC, Tig-Tone, The Shivering Truth, Robot Chicken, Laser Wolf, 12-Ounce Mouse, and Tender Touches. The first episodes of a new series, YOLO Crystal Fantasy and J.J. Villard's Fairy Tales, were also shown, while the pilot for Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends.
Great, it's great. Malone would also make silent cameos on each show, aside from Primal and Smiling Friends, via green screen. Rick and Morty short by Studio Dean was also played, followed by a trailer revealing the release date for the rest of its 4th season. All of the premieres that night, only Smiling Friends was quickly uploaded to the website due to popular demand, with the other premieres waiting until they made their proper debut on TV. Press release confirming approximate release dates for all the new seasons and series aired in the event, including a 2nd season for Gizmodo Machu Picchu, was posted later that night. The Adult Swim Network in Canada simulcast the event just like the year before. Fish Hour was streamed live during the event of the website, taking calls from a phone number mode during the event and mailing ribs to some of the callers. Okay. Last one.
Every time I think of Smiling Friends, I think of the Oni place gaslighting. What's his name again?
Psychic Pebbles, Zach.
Zach. It's like, it's like, hey Zach, why do you talk like that? Man, when I was young, my parents got into a car accident. Really? No.
In 2021, Adult Swim became Adult Swim Junior from midnight to 12:45 a.m. with kid-friendly versions of normal programming and station bumpers, featuring the Rick and Morty episode Total Recall, renamed Rick and Morty Babies, and the Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode Revenge of the Moody Knights, renamed as Aqua Child Hunger Force. Both shows were dubbed over by children with revised scripts to remove inappropriate language and adult situations. For example, in Total Recall, Mr. Poopy Butthole was renamed Mr. Poopy Butt Butt. Certain scenes were re-edited to remove adult content, like an adult magazine in the Aqua Teen episode, re-edited to look like a coloring book. And both shows had new intros produced. A whole new animated piece was created to replace the Rick and Morty intro, while Aqua Child Hunger Force just replaced the original theme with a cover by Open Mike Eagle. Promos aired during the prank featured more Adult Swim series made kid-friendly, including Space Kid Crib to Crib, the Eric Andre Naptime Show, Tim and Eric Awesome Youth's Great Bath, and Gizmodo Machu Preschool. Bumpers parodying both Adult Swim's regular back to white text bumps written in more childish font, narrated by children, and Network's nature bumps featuring sounds like Carnival, a sandcastle, and kittens playing were also aired. Both episodes were reran from 12:45 to 1:30 a.m. The prank simulcast on Adult Swim in Canada and was streamed to YouTube twice for the East and West Coast audiences, respectively.
That was a long history of April Fool's jokes there.
Yes, there was. Oh my god.
This was getting somewhere, though.
I want to cover that, and I want to cover, like, Adult Swim isn't just, like, the place, for, like, to get experimental and stuff, but it is also, like, the place where, shows could get a second chance.
Like Samurai Jack.
Yes, not just Samurai Jack, but like, but Futurama, like that. It became so popular on Adult Swim that Comedy Central decided to pick it up for new episodes instead of Cartoon Network for some reason.
Because Cartoon Network hates cartoons.
No, that. I think it was. It aired around that time during CN and Real, so maybe. But like,
well, Cartoon Network does hate action shows. That's for sure.
Mission Hill. That's where, like, originally aired like 2 episodes on the WB before being canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the WB was just that struggling as a channel, and they actually aired the rest of of the season on Adult Swim.
Hmm.
Check it out. Good show, please. It's actually where like a lot of during the age of like Simpsons and South Park, a lot of channels are trying to make their own adult show. There's like Father of the Bride, not on Adult Swim, but like it's made by the guys who made Shrek. So
Really?
yeah, it was even advertised like that.
Is it good?
And like I think it is.
Okay.
And like
Hey, I mean, I understand. Like, you may think that's good, but it was very lazy, in my opinion.
yeah, at times, but like you cannot deny the Siegfried and Roy moments were like the best part of the show.
Yeah, they were.
Just the I want the very well, you should have it. Thunder, lightning, and like the two like segues come in.
Alright.
And like MTV had like a lot of like stuff too, but like again like they're like Duckman, like but like good. You'd be lucky if at least some of them got to season 2. Actually, you'd be lucky if any of them actually were able to finish the season. And that's like where we got Oblongs, the PJs, which is a claymation stop-motion show starring Eddie Murphy.
You had me sold at Eddie Murphy. Also,
I mean, there was an entire episode that guest starred Jackie Chan.
So, also, completely unrelated to this tangent, I finished Upper Torso, put it on, and so putting it next to some figures. It's actually about a Voyager class size, but he's a white boy. He's a white boy. He's dick.
But you got Clerks, the animated series. I think this is where a lot of people saw King of the Hill.
Yes, I saw King of the Hill through Adult Swim.
Yeah, same. And I think its most famous example, though, is Family Guy. Because for a while it was canceled, like in 2003. Adult Swim decided to pick it up and air it as that, and that's where people started actually like watching it. And like they started buying the DVDs, and that's like where a lot of like Family Guy fans came from. They actually didn't start watching. Family Guy fans didn't start watching the show on Fox. They started with Adult Swim. I mean, that's where I first saw it.
Now Fox won't let the show die.
Yep. Yeah, but thanks to Adult Swim, the show got picked up again.
Little did you know what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Why you gotta make me sad?
Because the truth hurts.
It does. Well, to make me happy, apparently there was a Birdman Attorney at Law video.
Huh. Alright, so...
And there's also Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Am, a golfing game. Because would you expect anything else from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
No.
But like, it has so many like great shows. because
Yeah.
I did a lot of great stuff, and honestly, I'm looking forward to what Adult Swim is bringing in for the next 20 years. And I think to wrap this up, let's talk about let's go with 3 Adult Swim shows that we really like. Because we might have just the same favorites. So let's actually go around and say it. So mine is Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I think I said Robot Chicken.
Yeah, you said Robot Chicken.
And Venture Brothers.
I don't remember what I said before. I know Space Ghost Coast to Coast was one of them. Hold on. I know I have my answers written down somewhere in this Discord server. I just have to search it up. No, it's not in that. It's not in that channel. Hold on. Give me a minute. Because I know for sure Space Ghost Coast to Coast was one of them. Because I like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Robot Chicken and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So
SGD?
Oh, SGD's back! Shit, I didn't realize. I was so busy building the Gunpla and all that I didn't. Plus, you're always muted, so it's like, oh shit, SGD, you're here. Damn it, do I still have that meme you made where it's the WWE meme where like you're just behind me? Hold on. You guys keep talking while I search for this meme.
SGD, what 3 Adult Swim shows do you like?
I don't watch Adult Swim.
Not.
Okay. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And a lot.
Okay, yeah, Melon is also great.
And sometimes it changes, sometimes it doesn't. It's a toss-up between Space Ghost Coast to Coast and the Venture Brothers. But I will say the Venture Brothers is the third one.
I also want to mention Mike Tyson Mysteries. Amazing.
Mike Tyson.
Come on, Marky.
I couldn't find. I don't think I have the meme, but I did find this. There's you, Math, playing TNT, and then I'm gonna for once purposely bring this up just because it's the same format as the meme. I don't like it, but there we go.
So you admit your failure. Good.
No, and I can't. I'm not gonna press the button because I don't admit anything.
Do I have to remind everyone again of what you did?
No. You can move on with your topic, you bastard.
Anyway, man, Adult Swim is just great.
Yeah, I like Adult Swim.
They obviously had some fuck ups here and there, but recently canceling Venture Brothers.
Yeah, no. Why would you do that?
While looking for that meme, I found this one again.
Alright. Changhis, just let the dog calm, SGT. No, I don't think I will. What was the context for that?
Gay dogs, I think.
There's just so many memes I have saved where looking back, I just go,
Changhis, if you could put it on the list, Summer Wars.
Summer Wars?
Summer Wars, yes.
Okay, I will do that. Summer Wars. Okay, it's another anime movie, which nothing wrong with that. All right, watch list. There we go. Now a Summer Wars. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, Adult Swim's pretty great. I think, you know, again, you know, it's ups and downs, but it's not bad. I think there's a charm to Adult Swim. You know, it's
Yep.
you know, may not be adult cartoons may not be everyone's shtick. No, I'm definitely not calling out Ninjato. What are you talking about? But yeah, I like some of the Adult Swim shows. Anyways, we have gone on long enough to the point where people left the stream to go to sleep. So yeah, so I think we're gonna call the stream here. So any last words before we call it a night? Well, at least before I do my outro.
I guess.
Nope.
I guess I would say is happy birthday, Adult Swim. May you have another 20.
Happy birthday, Adult Swim.
Yggdrasil did nothing wrong.
It's yourself. Wait,
Yggdrasil.
Oh, Yggdrasil. Oh, okay.
Remember the genocide I
Reject
talked
your reality
about?
and substitute it for my own.
I'm going to replace your Digimon computer with Idris Elba. That makes everything better. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue building this kit off screen. Maybe it's actually getting pretty late. I think I can finish it tonight. We'll see. So with that said, yeah, I'm gonna just deafen Discord for the outro. So yeah, there will be no stream next Saturday. Next weekend I'm gonna be fidgeting around with Twitch to see if anything runs smoother there. We don't get disconnected again. 'Cause God, that's bullshit. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna try it. I'm gonna experiment on Twitch. It's gonna be probably like another late night. So I think this channel will no longer be for streaming. I'll still put up highlights, and I'll still do the 2 cents reviews. But I think from now on, streaming will be on Twitch. Well, at least I gotta experiment with Twitch and all that. But until then, yeah, there will be no stream Saturday. I'll probably try to push out that several at least like 1 or 2 highlight videos next week between class and all that. But other than that, yeah, so that was 2 cents live. So with that said, I'll see everyone later. See ya.